All right, it is Tuesday night in Tooney Town, and that can only mean one thing. It is time for the fastest rising pro wrestling live stream podcast on the internet today. It is time for Tooney Talk Wrestling. Folks, my name is Marvin, and I'm the Movie Monster, and we are excited to have you guys with us for another huge week of wrestling news. So much ridiculous stuff happened in the last week, and we're here to talk about it. And folks, I can't do that alone. So as always, we've got our esteemed panel. Joining me first, of course, the one, the only, Mr. Kevin Apollo.
What up?
Oh, my friend. So much Meltzer to talk about. I know this might hurt, but we might not make it to the Monet Mag this week.
Oh, however will I live?
I know. But folks, also joining us this week, as always, the one, the only, the well, you'll see when you see him. It's AEW Disciplinary Committee, aka Dis.
Hi, I'm a hamburger.
All right,
A spooky hamburger. Ooh.
Is that like all the options that you had, and that was the best one, huh?
And Max picked it. What am I going to do? I will say I'm ready for the show. I got my Halloween candy spread for our Halloween candy taste test that we're doing later. I got my list made of spookiest. We're doing a Halloween special, right? That's what
we are just talking about wrestling like always because we are grown men and it's Halloween.
Oh, so I didn't need to buy $300 worth of Halloween candy to do the.
No, what is that now? Four bags at CVS.
Yep. I don't have Dollar General. Dollar General.
I am serious. Look, if we ever got trick-or-treaters, because we never do, I would literally be at the point where I would just put the empty bowl out with the sign that says take one, so that they think somebody already came along and took them all.
we have so what I do is on the weekend, I couldn't do it this year because Max was sick this weekend, but on the weekend before Halloween, I always take Max to the trunk or treats. And then we go through and we pick out all the candy that he doesn't want from the trunk or treats. And then I take it to our trunk or treat on Halloween. And that's what I give out.
Oh, for the love. So you re-gift the candy. Wow. You really are. Something
it's
else.
not all bad. Max has weird taste, so it's not all bad candy.
Joining us also this week, as always, a good friend, the one and only, the man who put together that spooktacular opening, Awful Wrestling.
Boo! What's going on, everybody?
yeah. The man, that really was a cool opening. You really
like that.
Yeah, did yourself. Between like adjusting the way all the clips plus adjusting the way the voices were in the song, I was very, very impressed. Awful.
Thanks, man.
You done good, kid.
Peace to the chat as well.
Yes. Now, that's about as Halloween as we're gonna get it tonight, folks. Was that opening? Because this is just another week. I can't. I'm so done with Halloween at this point. I know I have a Halloween background and everything, but it's just because I like to be festive, and that's about it. All right, so we got a couple of super chats before we get started, guys. So if you want to have your thoughts, questions read aloud on the air, please super chat in. So John JD 999 for 199, power of the 199 says wrestling people love to dig a big hole with Twitter. I don't know what he means by that, Samantha. But I mean it's about Samantha Irvin and how everyone has kind of turned on her.
Yeah, rightfully so. I
mean,
no, you know what?
She was always open about how she wanted to do something else.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. Like it'll be our lead story here tonight. But I honestly don't. I think that a lot of the discourse around her has been very unfair. I think it's more than. I think it's more than acceptable to maybe you're good at something, but it's not what you want to do.
Right. And that's fine. If we'll get into it later, but I'm just saying, if you don't want hate on the internet, don't retweet every hate comment you get on the internet like she did.
Right.
So her page is completely filled with retweets of people talking bad about her.
Okay. So Miss October 30 for $4.99 says, I'm alive, beaches. I have 24 hours left on my externship. Let's go. Oh, that's awesome. You are going to be making the smiles sparkle, my friend. We are very, very proud of you here. And thank you very much for your generous super chat. Ewan Cumia for $5 asks, so when is the wedding? It's this weekend. It is this weekend. So I will not be around for, thank you very much. It is, I won't be around for Crown Jewel this weekend, but I do believe Dis, you are going live during it, right?
Yep. Even if it's just me, I'll do it.
Yeah. So yeah, we will have a live show during Crown Jewel. There will be a show next week while I'm on my honeymoon. Dis will be hosting that as well. And there will also be a Tooney Talk TV, which Kevin Apollo will be hosting.
I'll be
Yeah.
there.
And you're
going
gonna
to
be
members exclusive show.
Yes, and you're going to be taking over the members exclusive show over on Tooney Talk TV this Friday and next Friday as well. So I appreciate you guys covering for me while I am out, trying and failing to relax. The only good thing is that I'll be on a cruise ship, so I literally can't actually be involved in stuff that's going on because the internet will be so terrible.
Where you going, Marv?
Bahamas.
Ooh, good
Yeah,
one. Good
nice.
choice.
Yeah. It'll be
That
nice.
that is good for you. It is not good for me next Tuesday when I have to get a hold of Kevin to get on the show.
Yeah, you guys better exchange information. No, I should still be messageable, but try not to. John Williams for $4.99 says, guys, I have breaking news. According to my sources, WWE is going to have a massive event that will be the equivalent to NFL Super Bowl. Dave Meltzer. Yeah, that's basically pretty much what his scoops have become as of late.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, John Williams. And BT23 for $2 says Hulk straight ripping his shirt at Rally. LOL. Yeah, did you see that, Kev?
Yeah, I did.
Where Hogan pulled a Sting. Remember when?
Yep.
So when Sting joined NWO Wolfpack, it was one of the things we've loved to reference for years. He's supposed to come. He comes out in the black and white shirt. He's supposed to rip it off, and he's got the black and red on underneath, and he can't rip the shirt. and Hulkster came out at a political rally, and he went to rip his shirt off and couldn't do it, and had to it was amazing. So
I would always laugh in the 80s. Every once in a blue moon, especially go back and watch the old Coliseum videos. There are tons of matches where Hogan cannot finish ripping the shirt.
Yes.
And he just pulls the dental floss over and then throws it away. But
Yep.
he's like, "Ooh."
Oh man. Oh, but guys, we have another panelist joining us here today. Let me bring him in 1 second.
Here, while you're doing that,
Pokemon!
It's me.
Hey, is this the
Holy shit.
Is this the pro show?
Yeah, no, this is the WWE Pro Show.
Hey, everybody.
Oh wow, folks, it is our good friend Jim Cornette thumbnail artist Travis Heckle with the coolest mask I've ever seen.
Just want to say happy Halloween.
Yeah, I guess you've made it when people start being you for Halloween, right?
How
Right.
about that? Yeah.
that's true.
Travis, how are you today, my friend? Thank you for joining us.
Oh, excellent. Very excellent. Glad to be here as always. You guys rock.
You
Awesome.
rock, sir. You rock. And guys, just so you know, we will be launching our Tooney Town Wrestling merchandise store very soon. And that will feature a couple of shirts that have been designed by Travis Heckle. One of them is this amazing design that he made for us a while back. And the other one will be this one right here, which I'm very, very excited for. So you're going to be able to get those and wear them about town. If you've ever wanted to find a NES version of Kevin Apollo kicking my butt there while AEW Neckbeards watches on.
Maybe
Okay.
some more too.
Oh,
You never
yeah.
know.
I mean,
You never know.
yeah, you never know. I mean, if you're ever up for it, man, I'll take whatever you got.
Hey, can I make a little announcement real fast?
Yeah, please do.
So everybody knows big events happening this weekend, right, Marvin?
Yeah.
What's happening this weekend?
I am Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, but also I'm getting married.
Yes. So let me tell the listeners. Let's give Marvin a good honeymoon tonight. If anybody donates $25, let's put them into a drawing, and I'll draw the winner. And if you want art by me, I will do that for you. So let's get some donations into
Awesome.
Marvin tonight.
That is special.
$25. Whoever does it, I'll put them in a hat. I'll do like a Hanna-Barbera drawing or a Cornet kind of drawing for you. Just let me know whoever wins, and by the end of the show, we'll get all the names, and let's give him a good honeymoon.
Thank you, man.
That's tremendous.
That is very generous, Travis. Thank you so much. And I'll add on to it. If you do 50, then you get in twice.
There you go.
So every $25.
Oh, sorry. I thought the big event you were talking about. I thought you were talking about November Rain live from the Palisades Mall Saturday on November 2nd.
I have heard about that. I've heard a thing or two about that event. Hold on, I'm looking out. I don't have it on this on these settings, but I had your flyer, but apparently I don't. That's awesome, Travis. Thank you so much. Let's see. Rabbit Wolverine LC Killer 17 for $2 says happy early Halloween to all of you guys. Wow, that's happy Halloween to you as well. BT 23 for $2 says couldn't see Samantha as manager. If so, for who? I mean, Ricochet is kind of the obvious answer for Ricochet. That. Yeah. Last Call Podcast for $50. That means he gets 2 entrants into the Travis Heckle lottery here. Wow. Says congrats again on the wedding and hope this helps with the honeymoon. Wishing you and the wife lifetime of bliss and happiness on wrestling. What did everyone think of Bound for Glory and TNA's rest of 2024 year? Guys, what'd you think?
I thought the pay-per-view was excellent.
Watch.
Every match was great. 5 stars all across the board.
Did you actually watch it?
No, man.
Of course not. Hey, thank you.
It's on my cardio list for tomorrow because I totally forgot it was on. Totally forgot it was on this weekend, and show weekends are nightmares for me. I don't get anything accomplished until the following Tuesday.
Yeah, I usually catch up on TNA when Max is at his mom's, but I will say that the booking is a little weird. It seems like they are leaning heavily into ex-WWE guys again, but that might have something to do with the crossover with WWE and NXT and stuff like that. So I'm going to let it play out before I really make a judgment on it.
All right, so I have Last Call Podcast now in twice for the Travis pool, and then how do we do the drawing? Do we have to just write down names and put them in a hat or something like that, or do we?
We'll do that. Yeah.
I think there's online randomizers that you could actually.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. Thank you very much, Last Call Podcast. That was very generous. That was before he even knew about Travis's offer. So Brian Stryker for $20 says Bobby Lashley with the dumbest comments I've ever heard with his idea for a Gunther feud. Also, Mazel Tov to you and Mrs. Monster. That yeah, we're gonna get into Bobby Lashley. So go ahead, Kev.
I missed this completely, so please, someone enrich my life.
Oh, we will. Don't worry. We're gonna get into it. Maybe we'll lead off with that instead of Samantha Irvin. So just to get, because it's pretty much insane. Joseph J. Alex,
I love Bobby Lindsay.
Who doesn't love Bobby Lindsay? I'll tell you who. That Ugandan giant Kamala. Coming out with this Mr. Kimchi. Who is he? We don't know, folks. We don't know. It's Man Friday, according to Bill Watts. Very smart man, that Bill Watts. We love Bill Watts, don't we, folks? We love Bill Watts.
Billy.
Sometimes we call him Billy. He doesn't like it very much. He gets very mad. Joseph J. Alexander for $5 says, it doesn't sit well with me that Monster Factory got snubbed for the WWE ID program, but those Connie D's in New Hampshire are part of it. We're going to talk about the WWE ID program as well tonight, guys. I hadn't really looked at all the names because I wanted to read them live on the air and kind of react to it as we go. So we will definitely get into that because that is an interesting program. I'm very, very, I'm very interested to see what that's going to be. All right, guys, moving along. Let's get into Bobby Lashley and what the idea that he had for a potential feud with Gunther.
Quick question, Marv, to benefit the people in the chat. Like Brian, he donated 20 before that was available. If he donates another 5, he'll be in the drawing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to make that clear.
Yes. Hold on. We've got Wolfchild for $4.99. Super happy for the Guns, but how PO'd are the Lucha Brothers at TK right about now? Yeah. Do you guys think that was it? Do you think the Motor City Machine Guns are doing the Lucha Brothers push right now?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Probably so. Yeah.
Wow, I never thought of that.
That's insane.
Do you listen to me awful? Because I said that last week. So do you...
You say a lot of things, bro.
Yeah. You never stop.
That's true. That's true.
Cody Duffy for $1.99 says Dawn Marie. That's all. And hashtag NXT. Is Dawn Marie out on NXT? I guess. What are they pushing?
She's doing something tonight.
She's going to be the ECW arena show too. Yeah. Yep.
I hope they've got some bigger ECW names than Dawn Marie.
Francine, Bully Ray, so far. So.
Well, if Francine, if Francine's there, that's pretty much a lock that Tommy's not going to be there, because isn't Tommy like have a restraining order against Francine?
Oh, does he?
I remember hearing a long time ago that Tommy Dreamer was like, "This woman's insane. Keep her away from me."
Is this the same guy going to shoot Paulie in WrestleMania?
Yeah, very true. So maybe his idea on what counts as insane is not exactly something we should listen to. John JID 999 for $1.99 says, "I heard from Kimchi. He's eating the dogs. It's bad. It's bad, folks." Oh, God, I never thought oh my goodness. John Williams for $19.99. Marv, let me tell you, at your wedding, when they ask you to kiss the bride, as you remove the veil and go for the kiss, it will actually be Tooney Khan. That way you can't criticize someone you legally partly. What? Oh gosh, now I'm gonna be thinking about that. Thank you.
Hey,
John.
no prenup. No prenup. You'd take it for everything it's worth.
That's true. That's true. I mean, that would be instant. Yeah. By the way, that makes $25 for John Williams. So let's enter him in the in our Travis Heckle pool here.
Drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you find out, or producer Neckbeards or somebody find out if there is a thing where you can put names in on the on a website and they like generate something for you? Because I don't know.
Erica was talking about it. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Cool.
Unless Beard gets to it first.
All right, guys. Let's take a look at what Bobby Lashley had to say. We'll get to the rest of the super chats a little bit later as they come in. So, Bobby Lashley had some ideas for a potential feud with Gunther. He said, when Gunther was rolling, there was one thing I wanted to do with him. And everyone would have been like, oh, if they were still the Hurt Business, I was like, I want to roll up on him. And I want Gunther to say, people like you don't deserve a chance at my title. People would have been like, what did he say? We would have towed that line. But if you think about the Germans and these black dudes, is there a little bit of racial tension there? Oh, my God.
No.
We didn't have to go.
We didn't have to love chocolate, so this doesn't make sense.
This is true. It is the land of chocolate. So we didn't have to go there. What do you mean? People like you. He could be like older guys in wrestling, and the crowd would have been like, did he say that? And then I was going to say, I think you look familiar, and do one of these. Holds his thumb and his top lip indicating a mustache. There it is. I don't know if we could have went there, but if we could have, there's so many things you could toe the line with there. And it could have been a huge feud. You know what? I'm starting to see why Triple H lost faith in Bobby Lashley.
There is no line being towed. You have jumped over it.
Yeah, that's pretty overt. Like, that is pretty overt Yahtzee reference, and it's like directly referencing the Austrian painter.
Yes. All the colors go to the back of the championship line. Well, You know what? You're a German dictator. And then everybody starts goose stepping into the running man. What
except for JBL, he's like, all right, forward for that again.
German it's not surprising. It's not surprising when you look at Bobby Lashley's history with storylines. When you look at like TNA and his stable there, and then WWE and his stable there, he does lean towards the racial stuff quite a bit. So I'm not shocked by this.
This exact angle was already done with Triple H and Booker T.
And that was the last time you could do it.
Yeah.
And no one wanted it then.
Look, and I've ranted about this so many times over the years, both privately and publicly. But, man, the fact that was the feud, that Booker T was the underdog guy up against the evil racist champion and had to and he still lost. And like the evil racist won, like that was I just remember standing there in front of my TV being like, what is happening right now? Because like you never would have expected him to lose that match.
That's what everybody on the planet did. A Harlem Hangover, and then we count to 30, He kicks out, hits the pedigree, and it's the fastest 3 count of all time.
Oh my God. Well, it hits the pedigree and then waits 19 seconds before pinning him.
Just to rub it in.
Yeah, like didn't cover him, hits the pedigree, and we're all like, okay, well, he's definitely kicking out of that, and then he didn't.
Oh.
But see, Bobby Lashley had a better idea for the jobbing out to Gunther. He was going to get hit in the back of the head with a bucket of KFC.
Oh, I'm sure. Extra crispy though, because
people love fried poultry.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the weakness of your kind, and by that I mean old wrestlers.
Yeah.
And I like how in Bobby Lashley's explanation as to why he wants to do it, he sounds completely racist against Germans. Like he's like, well, we all know the stereotype for Germans, right? They're all.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Germany has been like. I mean, they are like basically, you can't even mention these things in Germany.
No, and also he's Austrian, so it's
well, yeah,
Austrians been stealing German teeth since the 40s. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, but the Austrian painter was Austrian also, so
true. Okay.
My God,
The Austrian
Bobby Lashley, and then like he said something also. And by the way, he's talking about like older guys in wrestling, and then he said something about Tony Khan, where he was like, Tony Khan and AEW are giving the legends a chance to continue their careers. I'm like, wait, do you think you're a legend? Like, are you saying that you are like at that point in your career where you're this grizzled veteran legend? Because, I mean, maybe he is. He's been around a long time.
Been around for a long time.
I'd say he's a legend.
He's knocking on 50. The guy's been on TV since he was in his early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Wow.
Dude, I can't believe Shelton Benjamin is 50 years old.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah. He looks incredible.
Don't crack. Yep.
So I've heard.
Man, oh man. All right. So yeah, I mean, look, nobody needs to be doing those kinds of racial angles in wrestling ever again. It's just not. I say that as John Moxley, does his Romper Stomper White Pool Combat Club, spelled with 2 Ks. As he tears through AEW as AEW World Champion right now.
Well, what do you think Lashley's going to do once he gets there? You know what I mean? Like they're going to go full force on this idea, this racialism, this division.
Well, yeah, because Tony won't say no.
Well, I mean, MVP is involved. I mean, come on.
Yeah, really. He's going to have the final
all
say.
that too. So.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Dish just pointed out in the chat, but for those of you who just joined, if you super chat $25 or more, you'll be entered into a drawing for a personalized drawing from the one and only Travis Heckle, for personal use. Should I point out Travis? Because Travis can't go making like thumbnails for YouTube channels or anything like that.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
So
it's something fun for you.
Yeah, personal use only. But
I don't know. That kind of counts. Ooh. Nothing perverted either, okay?
Yeah.
Personal use.
We're adding asterisks now. Yes, a nice, clean, wholesome, personal use only drawing by Travis Heckle. So if you super chat $50, you get entered twice. $100 would get you entered 4 times.
4 times.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, Bobby Lashley, we got through that quicker than I thought. But how about Thunder Rosa? She's in the news this week. Did you guys see that?
Because these mutants don't know anything about anything.
Yes. So let's take a look at why Thunder Rosa is in the news this week. So Thunder Rosa addresses fans accusing Stephanie Vacker of stealing her face paint at NXT Halloween Havoc. So Stephanie Vacker has been on a roll. This is from Ringside News, which I'm usually loath to report, but they're actually reporting on actual tweets. So been on a roll since her NXT debut earlier this month, and she had a solid match at Halloween Havoc as well. However, many fans accused her of stealing Thunder Rosa's face paint, and now Rosa has addressed the situation as she made it clear there was absolutely no stealing whatsoever. WWE's NXT Halloween Havoc was truly a night of memorable moments and solid matches as it featured Cora. They're just repeating themselves here. Come on. However, there was a lot of online discourse regarding Stephanie Vacker's face paint, as many fans accused her of stealing Thunder Rosa's look. This led to Thunder Rosa taking to Twitter and addressing the situation, as she reacted positively to Vacker's face paint, and she made it clear she was happy about getting love from Vacker, and there was no animosity whatsoever. Can I also point out, nothing beats getting some love from your friends and other promotions. That was not love to you. That was not an homage to you, Thunder Rosa. It's like, isn't that like a cultural thing?
It is a
Yes.
cultural thing.
They both stole it from Papa Shango, so let's not play around with this.
True. Yeah, Jay Angle says, I'm sure the AEW fans will be perfectly normal about Stephanie Vacker having similar face paint to Thunder Rosa. Stephanie...
If you saw the movie Coco, you know why the paint exists.
We got Temu Thunder Rosa now? Oh my God, these people. Stephanie Vacker fans says, I'm so glad you deleted this because I would have quoted it. Never diss my my Dark Angel for Thunder Rosa. Lord. But yeah, guys, again, it's AEW fans looking for any reason, any excuse to tear down WWE or somebody in WWE, all to prop up AEW because
these white knight simp monkeys. This is why I am the Senator Kelly of the internet wrestling community. I hate mutants. They must be detained and exterminated. They are a risk of threat to the rest of humanity. Every time these people talk, some poor child somewhere gets dumber.
You've officially launched the Sentinel program for
if I could, they'd be zooming across this country right now.
Halt, mutant.
So somebody please donate so I can draw Kevin as a Sentinel, like blasting neckbeard or something, please.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but so the it's so ridiculous. We had to deal with it last week with the Triple H's of racist stuff. I mean, it's just absolutely out of control at this point. All right, so you guys want to talk a bit about hold on, let me make sure I'm in the right one here because that is a Grums tweet. We got to talk a bit about Samantha Irvin.
Oh God.
And what the stuff that she's been up to. So Samantha Irvin, obviously leaving WWE, which nothing wrong with that. And people were like, why would you leave a job that you were amazing at and go on to what's most likely going to be AEW? Despite the fact that Ricochet said she's not going, we all know that she's going. So Samantha Irvin said on Instagram that her goal was to be a manager or maybe a GM, and she didn't like Reigns. So somebody says, I can't prove it, but I know Ricochet is behind this because he couldn't stay in the big league. And then Samantha Irvin responded, I don't like announcing. I'm serious. Announcing was only supposed to be my way in. I wanted to manage, maybe even become a general manager one day. But WWE saw no other future for me besides announcer. I love watching the action, but I don't love being an announcer. So there you go, guys. She... it's kind of an interesting flex that she didn't like to be she doesn't like to be an announcer, but she was one of the best ever.
Was she? Was she really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Don't take anything away from her ability. She was.
I'm not going to take anything
when
away.
Michael
But like,
Buffer
you guys
signs
put
off
her
on
a
your
pedestal.
credentials, you're okay. You're GOAT tier.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take away from. Excuse me. I'm not going to take away from her abilities. I will say that I think ring announcer is probably the least important personality that they have on television. So the idea,
but she was so good at it that she's dominated the news cycle for like 2 weeks.
She dominated the news cycle because she made herself a personality online by posting videos of herself reacting to things, which I have no problem with when you're trying to promote the company that you work for. But that's why if she was just an announcer, if she was just the ring announcer, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's that she's made herself an online personality, which is why it drives me crazy that now she's saying she's not a famous person anymore. She's saying like, oh yeah, so I'm just a regular person now.
Yeah, walk us through that, Dis, because I couldn't find that quote. What exactly did she say? I mean, you don't have to quote it verbatim, but
it's basically saying like, and this was like Tuesday of last week that somebody said if you're a public figure, then you should expect people to make these kind of comments towards you, because that's what people do. You're open to criticism once you become a public figure. Yesterday, I wasn't a public figure anymore. But she's also trying to get music career off the.
Say that
What is
again?
happening right now?
She's
Megatron.
Scream! You sound like you're doing the robot voice right now.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
All right, now you're
I
back.
also hear an echo. Okay. What I was saying is that when she wants a music career and she posts her butthole on Twitter every Wednesday for a year, she's going to be a public figure. So she can't just take that back all of a sudden. And then she goes and retweets every bad comment people make about her. Every single comment. So if you don't want the attention and you don't want the comments and you don't want all this, then I don't know, maybe don't do that, right? Don't encourage it by showing that you're going to give these guys play. The best thing to do if she wants to not be a public figure is to go away, but she wants to be a public figure because that's what she's been doing forever. She's always tried to make herself bigger.
She was like I wanted a bigger I wanted a bigger role, but also don't talk about me. I'm not a famous person anymore.
Right.
The Rock's daughter was like, seats taken.
Yeah. Well, except Samantha Irvin would have actually been good at it, I think, because she has personality.
I guess, sure.
I don't know.
You know what I call her, don't you? Y'all seen what I call her, don't you? She's the Aubrey of announcing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're not a fan, right, Travis? You don't.
No.
You weren't.
Well, I don't. I mean, it's not nothing against her announcing. It's just the center of attention stuff she comes across. It's just like Aubrey, and it's just like it just gets annoying after a while. It's like,
But see, to me, I feel that the things that Aubrey Edwards does in the ring take away from the action and put the attention on Aubrey Edwards. But I think the things that like Samantha Irvin does are completely different because they they accentuate things. Like her voice breaking up when Cody won the title helped make that moment more special. When the way she announced Chelsea Green helped put Chelsea Green on the map. When Aubrey does this stuff, it puts over nobody but Aubrey.
And on top of that, she's not posting videos of herself during the matches. She's posting videos of herself, she reacted to the matches after the matches. So she's not taking away from the matches as they happen like Aubrey does.
Yeah. And also, you got to remember, though, WWE is now very much so a social media is supplemental to our programming company. So Samantha becoming popular because of her videos, it worked. So she was told to keep doing it. It's a weird little boat. I get it. She got there initially because she wanted to do something else. And then they realized, no, why don't you try this? And she had a knack for it. And it worked. And, it's just, we used to see this a lot more in wrestling, right? Somebody who's 110 pounds shows up, says they want to be a wrestler. And the person in charge of the school should have looked you up, down, and gone, I don't think so, Tim. But what you can do is
sweep up over here,
sell some, blah, 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 blah. And, this is just kind of the real world of it. Sometimes you may want to do something, but that's not your role. And you either accept it or you don't. And hey, to her credit, she walked away from it when she could have been, in about 2 years, she would have gotten a giant lucrative contract to start doing UFC main events because Michael Buffer doesn't want to do them, or Bruce didn't want to do them as often because that's right. Where it was going.
I think
on top of that,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're good. You were first. Go.
Okay, I was just going to say, as a thought, I think the WWE already knew that she wanted to do something else, and this whole aura that they gave her was a make good for her. Like, okay, listen, we're not going to give you we're not going to give you NXT management, but how about we feature you a little bit more? How about we show your personality on that? And I think that it was just like, oh, it's good for the WrestleMania season, but after that, I think I want to do something else. And they both just came to the agreement, like, that'll be that for you.
Yeah, I have no issue with her wanting to do more. I think my thing, and it's not just with her, it's with all wrestlers. What I think you need to realize at some point, especially when you have fans criticizing you online or coming after you, is that all of these fans, their dream is to do what you are doing. They would give anything to announce one WWE match. So to watch someone say, I just didn't want to be an announcer anymore, so I am going to go home. I can see where they would get angry about that, or they would feel like she's ungrateful, or they
and
would
my husband's a millionaire.
And I'm not saying that attacking them online is justified, but that is the reason that you should ignore this stuff and not perpetuate it like she's doing, and she is perpetuating it. You can't.
I mean, I don't know, man. I disagree. I think that you're permitted to not like your job and leave for something new.
That's fine.
I
no point did I say that she couldn't leave her job. I said that she can't complain about people hating her.
Right, but the mentality of like, well, I would kill for this job, so you shouldn't leave it. I mean, what one person wants, another person doesn't want.
Right, but also, Marv, you get negative comments on your videos occasionally. Mm-hmm. Would you ever copy and paste that, put it on Twitter, tell the person's name, and blast every negative comment that you got out for the world to see? Would you do that?
No, of course not. You ignore him, and you ignore it, and you keep on moving.
And you're on a 5,000 sub Twitter channel or YouTube channel, so come on.
It's on our, where she's gonna kind of going wrong is suck it up, bro. You are a famous person. You're gonna get mean tweets. But if you got 5,000 of them, it means you got 500,000 positive ones.
Exactly.
Why are you wasting your time choking on these mean tweets? Because, yes, 3% of them are people who can't fathom someone walking away from the thing that they would love to do. The rest of them are just bored trolls with nothing to do. Yeah, so shut up and suck it up. You are a grown adult. Act like one.
I know right after she probably got released, I'm sure NXT developmental had a meeting that day. Like, Samantha Irvin is a case study on why we need to check you guys on your social media accounts.
She said that too. She said in one of her responses, she said, WWE doesn't let us do this. WWE does not let them do that. There's a reason. There's a reason they don't let them do
professionalism.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and that's why it's always so jarring when these guys leave WWE. And, in AEW, it's clearly encouraged for them to respond to these people and to, be vitriolic and just, just spew venom everywhere.
But the thing is, Marv, the problem is that she's not, I don't think she's going to AEW. But if she's trying to get into the music business, they're watching the same set of tweets as everybody else. And they have their own reasons as to why they may not promote her music or whatever. Like, if she's a loose cannon online, good luck with that music career, especially at her age.
I don't think she's going to AEW. I think she will end up in AEW the same way Renee did.
And yeah. Well, her music career will probably go the way of Brooke Hogan, and although Samantha Irvin is entirely more talented than Brooke Hogan, but also Samantha Irvin, wasn't she on like America's Got Talent or something like that back in like 2015?
Yeah, she's okay. She sounds like somebody who would sing the national anthem before a baseball game,
right?
Which is
and
good.
She's not
for
the
nothing. Carolina Mud Hens.
She's 35, which if you're trying to be a pop star, you might as well be 85.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know how you can expect to have a successful music career if you stay out of the public eye like she wants to,
Yeah, I'm sure Tony is chomping at the bit to get her. At the end of the day, it will move not one eye over to his product. And she's gonna want to come in. She'd want to manage. But you know what? Hey, if it gets Tony to maybe make her the on-screen authority figure and keep him off TV, then I 100% support this. Like, let's make her the authority figure and make all the announcements and just be like the one that we hear from when AEW has to get something out there, and let's never see Tony Khan on TV ever again.
Tony, don't hire that woman. You will just be stretching out the whole long idea and excuse that we just hired WWE people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that would be it. I mean, like, when WCW stole Bobby Heenan and Mean Gene Okerlund, it was basically making the WCW product sound like the WWE product.
Yep. How'd that work out?
It worked out well for a little while, but then not so much after that.
Yeah, right.
But yeah. So let's take a look at some of the heat that she's been getting. These are a lot of these I'm not going to read because it's not not YouTube friendly. But you sound extremely ungrateful for the opportunities you were given. To brag about your mediocre wrestler husband's bank balance was trashy. Oh, did she bragged about Ricochet's bank account?
Yeah, she said she was no longer going to, she doesn't have to work anymore because he's a millionaire. So all she's going to do is sit and watch Maury and sit on her fat ass and, eat bonbons all day. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Be a mom is what she said, to be fair. She said,
well, you know what? Go be a mom.
But then she also said she wants to be a successful musician. So I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, pick a lane.
Yeah, she said, what was it? She said ungrateful weird mutts.
See?
Oh yeah, because somebody called her and Ricochet ungrateful weird mutts. Yeah, that's a weird thing to say. I don't love that, guys. Yeah, like let's just kind of be like not like this. Can we please just be not like that? Because
that to us like we tweeted it.
I'm not 100% sure that you didn't.
It does sound like awful. Actually, it sounds like Kev. That sounds exactly like something Kev would write.
Yeah. Hold on. What happened?
Wait, somebody called Ricochet and Samantha ungrateful weird mutts.
Oh, I would have said something way more creative than that.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, if you had said that, I would have been disappointed. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's move on to some more super chats. Miss October 30 for $1.99 says, I turn 28 tomorrow, the eve of Halloween. Happy birthday. My goodness. Your birthday and you're ending your externship. This is a huge week for you, Miss October 30, and we are proud to be your friends and to stand beside you as you take these steps into your life. Let's see. Liga J81 for $2. Oh my. It's a former president fried chicken outside the US. Is it like, is that like I have heard that before. Is that actually like a chain outside the US? Because I really believe it. I really hope not, but you never know. Josh 8999 for $1.99. Power to the 199 says, I can't wait for the Boom to have his AEW match. Is that the Costco guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, walk us through this because this is pretty crazy.
Costco guy, there's not much to go over. Costco guy has a match on the next AEW 0 Hour against QT Marshall. So
he's on the pre-show.
Will be in his corner. He's on the pre-show. His son will be in his corner. So I'm sure it'll be fantastic. His son actually gave someone, I believe, a spear on an indie show recently. His I think his 13-year-old son did that. So that's all great. That's all, we all support children risking concussions and stuff like that. That's all wonderful.
Just had to be New Jersey.
Yeah.
I mean, look, a kid's more likely to get a concussion on the football field. So we let them do that.
True.
So I'm not going to heat on him for that.
Who is this guy anyway? I saw Bucci talking about him. Who is this guy?
Dis, you want to explain because you're the best at explaining this?
He's just a meme. He went on TikTok and he made a bunch of videos with this kid where they went to Costco and they try stuff and they'd go boom afterwards. And it all started because there was a big trend where people were going, I'm a blank guy, so obviously I do this. And I'm a Costco guy, so obviously I eat chicken, bake, whatever stuff. So they became a meme. and that's all you need to do to get an AEW contract is to be a meme.
Mhm.
Now they do dances. He makes his daughter dress up in tight clothes and dance on TikTok, which is
How old
great.
is his daughter?
Like 16, 17.
Oh
You know,
God.
Dude, it's a whole family affair out there.
And he has he also found some other kid. I don't know who it is, but there's another kid that's not his son who they brought in to
Found a random kid.
You're not making this sound any better.
No, I think the kid that he brought in was some kid that his parents were trying to make a bunch of money off him on TikTok, and that failed. So then he came in with the Costco guys, and now he likes exploiting children.
I'm still calling Chris Hansen.
He is a former wrestler, though. He is an indie wrestler. He was on the PWI's top 500. So, you know.
What number was he? Like 499?
I believe 250.
Oh,
what?
Okay, he's pretty far up there then.
Don't forget, you can also buy your way onto the list.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
made a deal. He made a deal with Barstool. And he got a publicist. That's why all this stuff is happening all of a sudden. This guy's been around for like 2 years and didn't grow at all until suddenly he got on Barstool. He got a publicist. AEW picked him up. Justin Wang made a video about him. But this guy is actually like my kid was like, nobody talks about Costco guy anymore. Like that was pandemic era stuff, you know? So,
okay. So this has been around for a while. This is a meme that's been around for a while.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
Man, he's weird looking. He looks like a valet parker for one of the Sopranos. Like,
oh boy,
him and his kids. Have you ever seen the bloopers? Like when he like chides his kid to like, no.
I've never seen one of.
You gotta go boom, boom, not boom.
Yeah,
I'm like, this guy. Yeah, he's really exploiting.
More. John Draper hates him. If you ever want to get a fun rant out of John Draper, bring him up. He makes his kid do his eyebrows. So his eyebrows are all tweezed and they look nice.
I have enough people on this planet that I have a strong negative feeling for. Please do not add one more to my list.
This guy, if this was 1998, this guy would be the height of his career would be handing out bumper stickers at a parking lot for, you know, Q106.5 and the Wacky Morning Show. Like that should have been his ceiling. But because TikTok is this, we have
the boom guy handing out tickets for Summer Jam.
Win with a sticker the winner right here on Q105.
Coming at you.
Know, that's what he's doing.
Winner, chicken dinner. Let's go.
Traffic on the 8s.
Ibis in the morning. Time check. 10:45 a.m.
Not that guy.
Nobody knows who Ibis is.
What if I just, if we're just doing radio person, could I just be like, I invented breathing, Robin.
He's not Imus. He'd be like the third level of a morning show when they're doing like War of the Roses. We're gonna call somebody and say they want a free dozen roses, and who they deliver it to. Are they cheating? We'll find out. You know, that's the level that he would be on.
Bubba the Love Sponge here.
Yep. Bubba the Love. That's a good one. Bubba
the Love Sponge. Don't look behind the picture. Don't look behind the picture frame in my bedroom, folks. That red blinking light does not mean anything, folks.
Hey, Hulkster. Hey, come on. Keep drinking that lemonade. It doesn't matter that it's fuzzy, buddy. Don't worry. You just relax and you just stare right over here, just over my shoulder there, and you tell the world exactly how you feel about everything. And then maybe you and my wife can go make some sandwiches.
including certain people.
He wouldn't be Bubba. He'd be like the guy they call like Whipping Boy or something like that. Like that's where he would be.
Oh my God. LK just said in the chat, Costco guy would be a slightly more talented stuttering John.
Exactly. There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
What was this guy? Turd.
Oh my God.
He'd be the third mic on a show.
So he'd be John the Stutterer, not Stuttering John.
Yes.
That's what we're getting.
I invented Costco, Robin. I hate my audience now, Robin, because I love Jimmy Kimmel.
I'm a basement dweller, Robin.
I haven't left my house since 2019, Robin.
Oh, you're
right, Howard. Ha
That's not true. He had to leave his house when his wife kicked him out. You remember?
No, he hasn't left since 2019. Beth's not kicking him out.
Oh, I'm sorry. For some
left
reason,
to
I
talk
thought
to
you said
Springsteen.
1999. I was thinking
Yes.
1999 for some reason.
He did. I made them scrub the entire Sirius studio with with a toothbrush, Robin. You beat Jackie. Oh
My terrible
goodness.
Jackie.
Oh God.
That was pretty good. That was pretty.
That actually wasn't bad. Sorry, guys. We're going down a Howard Stern rabbit hole here.
I could do this
All right,
all
so
day.
here we go. A little bit of so is this the guy? This guy down here? Because you're right, he does look like he should be driving Tony Soprano's car.
Yeah.
I believe, yeah, that's him.
Hey, Tone.
Hey, forget about it, Tone. The Costco guys, AJ and Big Justice from Costco guys. Oh, his son
AJ,
is with him
his
too.
Son. Yeah, his son.
Tony Soprano's son was also named AJ.
How about that?
Promoting AEW in their match versus QT Marshall at Full Gear on the Tonight Show.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a Tonight
So
Show.
wait,
Everybody's on the Tonight Show.
The first AEW guy to get on the Tonight Show, and it's the Costco guy, and he's on the pre-show.
Bro, he did an interview with a sports radio show last week where he basically said that he was going to AEW because he hopes WWE will get him.
Oh God. So just fighting QT Marshall, just on the Full Gear pre-show. Costco guy spelled wrong. Promoting AEW should get plenty of buzz on social media. This is exactly why the match is happening. AEW should get all the exposure it can so it can continue to grow and create new fans. Well, that would be a refreshing change of pace, wouldn't it? But yeah, man, I'm shocked that the pizza guy never got more than the one appearance or two appearances that he had. So
Hey, I
we're
remember
gonna
him. That's right. Yeah.
Luigi Primo.
Right. That's
Jericho.
Right.
Jericho had to come out there and suck up all his heat.
All right.
But let's get to some more super chats, and then we'll get into Jericho because I do want to talk about the Jericho happenings. The thing that made our good friend Alyssa nearly throw herself off a bridge.
I'm so sad she can't be here for this. Watching her existential crisis on Twitter play out in real time was a rare treat that X offered me. It made going back to it worthwhile.
BT23 for $5 says, I remember a while ago it was said that AEW should go the ECW route and do smaller buildings. How small? Because, for example, ECW had 2,300 seat arenas, and where? We were the ones, I think, saying that. And we're not the only ones saying it, but a lot of people have said it. ECW was running 2,300 seat arenas. That is a small arena. You know, AEW could probably fill 2,300 seats. The problem is they fill 2,300 seats in a 18,000 seat arena.
Yeah, really.
And
there's over from there.
There are always small arenas. There's hockey arenas. There's you don't always have to be in an NBA stadium. There's smaller venues all
said
all
that they
over
should run Hammerstein, which would be great.
Yeah. AEW in the Hammerstein Ballroom would have an amazing atmosphere, but Tony would rather run Madison Square Garden with nobody in it.
Right.
Dude, go back to running high schools at this point.
Oh, WWE used to do that, so why not?
Yeah, I remember that for Monday Night Raws and all that. Their crowds were tiny back in the day.
Well,
yeah.
One of the final high school shows that did happen to be in my high school, and Yokozuna broke the concrete stairs.
Wow.
Oh my goodness! All right, we have Regina Sharp for $25. So let's add Regina Sharp into the pool there. Said good luck on the upcoming nuptials. Feel free to skip reading the rest out loud. I don't know what any of that means. Is it Klingon?
Can I give it a shot?
Yeah. I don't know if we should. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you say it if it's gonna light a fire or something.
Yeah, right. Your furniture is going to start floating.
Yeah,
experience of evil.
Yeah, is this are we saying Mixes Pitalik backwards here?
Right.
my theory that Vince McMahon is an imp from the fifth dimension named Ganilda Swarp, which is pro wrestling backwards. So that's why you can't say pro wrestling around him because it would send him back to the fifth dimension.
Say that again, Marv. I gotta learn that one.
It was I don't remember the exact pronunciation, but it was something like Ganilda Swarp.
Where are my paralegals?
Don't say that. We don't call it sport. It's sports entertainment. What else would it be? Pro wrestling? No!
180 days of freedom.
Mark it on the Sean, mark it on the calendar. Oh my gosh. John Williams for $4.99. Who does Senator Kevin Apollo hate more? AEW morons or bears?
Bears are creatures just trying to live their lives. It just so happens to be that we clash because my territory and my garbage is my garbage alone. And I'm not sure with some freaking freeloader. Go back to your bear country.
Bear lives matter. That's all I'm saying.
So bears over AEW freakazoid.
That's right. Bears over mutants any day.
Okay. Ewan Cumia for 20. Well, by the way, let's add Ewan Cumia because he had done $5 before. Said, I like Samantha Irvin as an announcer. It's a shame she didn't like her job. And I know she would have been better than Rock's daughter as a GM. Yeah, that's true. Could have mismade anyone would be. I mean, really. At this point, I'd put Tony Khan out there. Maybe not. Maybe, I may have gone too far there.
Yeah, you certainly did.
Yeah. But yes, you're right on that. CWJ 128 for $2 says she left a 6-figure job without a backup plan. Well, when your spouse is a millionaire, you could do that. You have the
Right.
I mean, yes, she did say it as a flex, but like it's actually a flex. Like that's a real, like, you know, you don't have to worry about how you're gonna pay your mortgage.
Right.
Though I don't think they're married yet, so maybe don't quit your day job. BT23 for $5 says it's funny HBK and Rock couldn't stand each other while wrestling, but are working with each other through Triple H and Ava. Is it true that Rock and Sean hated each other?
Hell yeah, man.
There's some static
Rock-
back in the day.
Rock wouldn't even put him in his show. He created a character to represent Shawn Michaels because he didn't want to give him the rub of putting him on Young Rock.
Wow. So not only did they not get along, but Rock's still holding on to it.
At least he
think
was
so.
last year or a couple years ago.
Look,
I don't know,
get
you know.
I get that 97 Sean was, you know, the bane of
Sean
everyone's
Miles.
existence.
And Rock was a Brett guy too. So that probably has a lot to do with it.
Okay, but I'm wondering like what Sean did to him.
Oh,
They would make fun of him.
hazed him, tormented him,
Mhm.
and then sabotaged the push. And then
Yeah, he did-
when Sean was floating around as Commissioner Michaels during the Bulldog segment,
Mhm.
Sean got the match changed to what it wound up being. And I guess he allegedly he popped him with the super kick as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't blame The Rock for being mad. Uncultured Barbarian for $5 says all this talk of announcers makes me miss the Fink even more. That man was god tier, perhaps the greatest of all time. Yes, Howard Finkel is the greatest ring announcer of all time. There is, yeah. Back before he was, before he passed, before he was digitized and placed into the internet. But you didn't get copyright approval. But the he used to rent himself out for like you could hire him to come announce you at your wedding. Didn't you know a guy that did that?
I do know someone who did it. The most charismatic man on the planet.
Do you think his wife had any idea who Howard Finkel was?
Probably not.
I've got a hot take. Gary Michael Capetta was better than Samantha Irvin.
Okay.
I do have to say
I don't think
that
it's a hot
I
take.
do feel bad because there are a lot of WCW guys who do not get the love that they should. Gary Michael Capetta, what was Nick Patrick?
He was an announcer?
No, I've seen in general though.
Oh,
Because we talk about refs and no one ever talks about Nick Patrick.
Scott Hudson.
Right.
Scott Hudson.
Scott Hudson, right? Scott Hudson turning in his job because he was like, nope, 9/11 happened. I'm going to go fight some terrorists.
Wait, so no love for Razor Bowden, huh?
Who?
Mid-South Wrestling. Was that
Okay.
his first name? Bowden, I remember was his last name, but it was Reeser Bowden.
Reeser
Yeah. in this corner over here, we've got men that people like, the Junkyard Dog. It's just all charismatic.
I liked
Go
Mike
ahead.
McGurk, man. I don't care what anyone says. I think Mike McGurk was good. And
House show McGurk.
yeah, her and Bobby going after her was gold constantly.
Goodness.
I think I'm always obsessed with Ed Whalen, how somebody could actually ruin a show like he could hearing those stories. Like, you're trying to get the product over, you idiot.
Like, I have seen ring announcers ruin indie shows before.
Oh, yeah.
I went to go see an indie show one time, and I remember the ring announcer would literally cut a promo before and after every single match about what we just saw and what we were about to see. It was he announced himself in the beginning as the master of ceremonies. That is an Aubrey Ed situation. Something that you would never
forget about Tony Chimmel as well. Forgot about him.
Yeah. Yep. Justin Roberts isn't bad. He was, I mean, I don't know, but I will say I think we're discounting the best ring announcer since Howard Finkel in actuality, which is the dude who was on Wrestling Society X, whatever his
yes, that dude was incredible.
That guy was fantastic.
CWJ 128 for $2. What happens when the AEW Ricochet money runs out? Well, that's the thing about AEW money is it doesn't run out. So
long as Shad Khan lives, money will flow.
Well, he signs him to ridiculous contracts that probably will last longer than AEW lasts, and then he's going to be stuck paying them off and letting them sit home. It's going to be like Kevin Nash and all the other WCW guys after they end.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
If the day comes,
contract for 7 years after WCW was gone.
Yeah. If the day comes when AEW goes out of business, I guarantee you the Khans will still be paying John Moxley and Kenny Omega for years.
It'll really be the toy. Are you guys going to come over next week?
Yeah, they'd have to come over to his house and wrestle for him.
Oh my God, he would do that, wouldn't he?
He would.
Mansion Wrestling.
There better be chocolate chip cookies this time, Tony.
I bought a ring. I bought your contracts. You're going to wrestle for me.
Oh my goodness. So speaking of indie wrestling, WWE did something that's kind of interesting. With the launch of this new WWE what is it called? WWE ID.
Yes.
Which is you know what? Let's take a look at the official press release. Here, WWE launches new indie wrestling development program. So WWE today announced the launch of a first-of-its-kind developmental program designed to provide up-and-coming independent wrestlers a pathway to a potential career in WWE. The program will be called WWE ID, short for WWE Independent Development. WWE ID is the latest in our efforts to... Oh, this is Triple H. Hold on. WWE ID is the latest in our efforts to identify and support the journey of up-and-coming wrestlers, in turn, raising the profile of and strengthening the independent wrestling ecosystem, said WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque. Following the 2021 launch of WWE's NIL program, what was the NIL program?
Next in
That's
line.
the one they keep the athletes.
Oh, okay.
Next in line.
WWE ID has been constructed to support independent wrestling prospects and wrestling schools with world-class training, development, and mentorship. Under the program, WWE will provide prominent independent wrestling schools with the WWE ID official designation, with the goal of providing new trainees and existing talent at these select institutions with enhanced development opportunities. Booker T's Reality of Wrestling in Houston, Cody Rhodes' Nightmare Factory in Atlanta, Seth Rollins' Black and Brave Academy in Davenport, Iowa, an Elite Pro Wrestling Training Center in Concord, New Hampshire, and Knox Pro Academy in Los Angeles are the first WWE ID independent wrestling schools to earn the official designation. Now, additionally, WWE ID will identify top independent wrestling prospects within an official WWE ID prospect designation and support the developmental journey by providing financial opportunity and assisting with training, mentorship, and development, including access to world-class facilities, best-in-class ring training, athletic trainers, and more. WWE ID will give fans the opportunity to follow the paths of these standout prospects on the independent wrestling scene through curated behind-the-scenes content, as well as highlights and matches showcased across WWE's social platforms. Now, I'm trying to see if I understand this correctly. It's so one of these schools gets the designation, and then WWE provides mentorship for all their students, or just for like the ones that they're like, okay, this guy.
Probably
because to Triple H's credit, he has been talking about this for the better part of 20 years. Because the reality of it is that there is a dearth of qualified teachers at entirely too many schools. The bare mortal mentality, too many wizards, too many wrestlers, not enough workers, and too many people who have no business opening wrestling schools and telling people what to do. They don't know their ass from a hole in the wall, so they have no business telling you how to have a match. Triple H has been talking about this for bloody ever. The indies, especially now, especially in an AEW environment. It used to be, if you were lucky enough to go to a school where your teacher had credibility, you could get to some kids and hopefully that you got them enough information where they developed good habits before they went out into the wild and the mutants forced the bad habits on them. Post AEW environment, when AEW came to be, they signed a bunch of people who had no business being signed. They weren't ready. They didn't know enough. They threw them on TV, or they gave them opportunities. And because they gave these people opportunities, they went to the indies, and now they just spew terrible information. And now you have the blind leading the blind, and you don't even have a one-eyed man walking around who can become king. It's terrible. So you can't have a future without the indies being brought under control. The WWE will most likely put together. They will work with these schools because look at the schools they picked right out the box. These schools are already working out of the WWE playbook anyway, so they're going to go to these schools. They're going to give them the playbook, say this is how we're going to do it. This is what we want to see. You guys know what the expectations are, and then you show us your cream of the crop.
So they're gonna give them a curriculum then.
Yeah, and they'll develop them from there. At that point, because again, because even if you don't get signed, this is why I always say any student, like, God, what was the guy who were you laughing at a couple weeks ago because he tried to shake me down for $1 jillion?
You're the one he tried to shake down.
Parker Bordeaux.
Thank you. I was saying, like, even with him running around doing clinics, a Parker Bordeaux clinic is more worthwhile to an indie wrestler right now, because if he communicates even just half of what he learned properly, it's still better than what these kids are getting from 95% of the schools that exist right now. It just is. And I know there's going to be a lot of people who are butthurt that I'm saying that, but when you look at places like Beyond, just a lot of these just mud shows that get on Fight TV, and you listen to the opinions of the IWC, they, instead of rallying around workers, they pick a bunch of monkeys in how to do flips, and that don't draw a dime. And the WWE is doing great, but wrestling as a whole is not, and there's a reason for that. It's because these guys don't know how to work, and there aren't enough people out there who can teach these kids how to work, because these kids don't want to listen. And now you don't have a choice. There is no better credibility maker than the WWE. So if you can't accept it, then someone's going to tell you, get out and don't do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have a couple things. I see a lot of people saying, like, why'd they pick this company and not that company, or this school and not that school? We don't know who WWE sent these offers to. They very well could have offered OVW a shot at this or someone else, and they just said no because they don't want to be bogged down by contract to WWE, which is their prerogative. We don't know the inner workings of this stuff. I do think it's interesting that QT Marshall is now running a school within the WWE program.
Right, because he runs the Nightmare Factory.
He does run the Nightmare Factory, so that's interesting. But most of all, I think that people are missing that this is not a parallel with NXT. This is a parallel with the NIL program. This is WWE finding a way to bring in more indie guys because they are already bringing in people to NXT that aren't familiar with wrestling. Now, I know there are a lot of people that say that the NIL program is a failure. It's only been around for 3 years. And the fact that they've developed at least three stars out of it with FEMA, Tiffany Stratton, and Braun Breaker is amazing. The fact that they got that many stars out of it in 3 years. They aren't signing these kids to say you are definitely going to be WWE superstars. They're signing them so they get the first shot at them, which is the same thing that the ID program is going to do. They're not saying that if you graduate from the school, you're going to WWE. They're saying that if you graduate the school, we'll take a look at you. And that is really, if you think that there is an indie wrestler alive, okay, let me rephrase that. If you think there's a sane indie wrestler alive whose goal isn't to be in WWE, you're crazy. That's what all of these guys want. That's what you go for.
They all want to be in AEW because that's where the best wrestle.
Bro, I'm not looking to go to the E. There
might be a few lunatics out there who want to wrestle in New Japan or AEW or want to cut their heads open in GCW forever. But for the most part, if you get into wrestling, your goal should be to be the best. And the only way that you can be the best is by being the best in WWE. Period. You can't be the best if you're the best in AEW because 300,000 people watching you weekly doesn't make you the best. You have to be the best in front of the largest audience. And that's what everybody wants. WWE is everyone said that WWE wasn't signing indie talent and they only signed volleyball players and gymnasts. So now they're making deals where they have an open access to indie talent. This should be praised by everyone in wrestling.
So look at the schools that they started with. Now I'm assuming these are the schools that they just started with. They're going to be adding more as time goes on because everyone's talking about like Monster Factory, and I'm like, they might take Monster Factory eventually. But it's Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, Cody Rhodes Nightmare Factory, Seth Rollins Black and Brave Academy. Now I'm not familiar with Elite Pro Wrestling Training Center, but Knox Pro Academy in LA, I believe they're saying that is Rikishi's school.
That is Rikishi, right? Yeah.
So all except for one of these are run by WWE guys. I'm honestly legitimately shocked that the Dudley school is not on here.
That and Alpha's school, if that's still around.
Where was Alpha's school? Was it the Monster Factory?
Allentown.
Oh, okay.
No, it's what you're thinking. Wild Samoans.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, Alpha school. Yeah, right.
Yeah, no. I was talking to Marv.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking of when because Alpha used to run out of the Monster Factory, right? Was that it? OTW.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's only the first 5. It's not like they can't grow. It's not like they can't add more.
Right.
And I'm sure they will if it's successful.
Yes.
Well,
what I see?
This is the indie wrestlers. This is their 10th inning. This is their last chance.
Mm-hmm.
NIL program existed because you stopped listening and you became uncoachable and unbearable. Triple H is giving you another chance. It's giving you another chance. It's the come to Jesus moment. You guys have to accept you do not know what you are talking about. You all want to go out here and wrestle these 10-minute matches and you can't deliver 4. You all think you're big stars because some stupid wrestling website told you you're a big star, but your name can't draw 10 people to a building. Stop smelling your own farts and learn how to listen again.
It's so awesome because this is kind of like a brilliant move. This is WWE circling the wagons on anything that AEW is doing. And it's real slow. It's going to take probably about 4 or 5 years. But Tony Khan will have nothing to pick from the basket of wrestlers because they'll all be gunning for this WWE ID arrangement.
Well, it's also too that to negate the damage AEW has done. AEW's done a lot of damage to the indies. So again, if you go to a school that has the program and you don't make it, you're still in better shape than the 50 other idiots running around who went to their friend's school in Scranton because he had a ring. So like that's what really this is all about. You have to secure the future, and it's not really looking too good. And although yes, the WWE struck gold with the Tiffany Strattons, and the Braun Breakers. but you're going to strike out more than you're going to get your home runs. And so now this is WWE circling the wagons to kind of pad the deck a little bit, because you need to have indie wrestlers out there to keep people interested in wrestling. You just do.
Okay, so this makes sense here. Hold on. Boris in the chat says the last school is run by one of Tripp's boys who graduated from Killer Kowalski's school with Paul. That makes sense. So they're all people that the WWE knows and trusts at this point, and they'll probably be evaluating other schools as time goes on. So,
I guarantee you, Al Snow's school will be next.
You mean OVW?
I guess, yeah. If they have a training facility there,
they do.
Yeah, they're in. Give it time. Give it time.
Travis, have you ever gone to an OVW show?
Back when Cornette was doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, but actually, this sounds a lot like what they did in those days with Heartland and Deep South and Ohio Valley. They had that little training program. They would let guys come in just off the street along with signed workers. So it kind of sounds like they're trying to do that again. It seemed like it worked back then. They got a lot of stars. So, hey, more power to them.
Yeah.
It'll be great, too, because they'll be able to weed people out. Like, yeah, you can go into accounting if you'd like to, but as far as being in this ring, no way, pal.
I thought this jumped out at me. Matthew Hostetter said Tony is seething with rage because of WWE ID.
Yep.
Wait for multiple where the best wrestlers wrestle promos every second. You always know when Tony's feeling like insecure about something WWE is doing, because you get so much more where the best wrestle stuff. So we got some more super chats to get through. DK Murphy, $2.20 for $5, said, instead of complaining on X, go do an interview and get paid and control your story. Talking about Samantha Irvin. Yeah, I mean, she could be interviewed on any number of WWE podcasts or former wrestler podcasts out there. The sky's the limit at that point.
I got a question for you guys, just real
Pro
quickly.
Wrestling Time.
Should these people have an agent?
Confirmed.
A lot of them do now.
Yeah, a lot of them do. Like AJ, I know AJ's got an agent.
Yeah, but they're big stars. Somebody like a Samantha Irvin, it screams like she's got nobody telling her like what the deal is.
It's possible. She has to have an agent, especially if she wants to have a music career, and she's had a music career up to this point. There's no way she doesn't have an agent.
Now, so.
Well, yeah, it's true. XYZ Noon for $5 says Wrestling Soup talked about 2025. Sorry, guys. This is my fourth stream of the day, so my voice is like starting to. Wrestling Soup talked about 2025 being a make or break year for AEW. If they do break, is there anyone on the roster who could be salvaged in NXT? I think they take a lot of the guys for NXT. But I don't think at the end of the day, it's make or break in terms of whether they're going to ever grow, but not in terms of whether or not they're going to stay in business. Tony will keep funneling money into this thing until the rapture. So
he'll keep it alive until Shad says no anymore. In terms of who, there's people in AEW that make it to the main roster. I mean, I know people like to make jokes and stuff like that, but Kenny Omega wouldn't go to NXT. They'd put him straight on the main roster, and there's several other people in that company that would. There's a lot of raw talent in AEW that just hasn't been trained correctly, and that's why my favorite joke surrounding the whole ID thing was that WWE didn't send AEW an offer because nobody's actually trained in that company.
Yeah. Liquid Fox said, some advice, Orange One, when you're on your honeymoon, make everything about her. Don't bring up YouTube once. It's a matter of life, a doghouse. She's incredibly patient with my many projects and incredibly supportive. I will say that. So, she and yeah, I tried not to overwhelm her with all the and by the way, like a little inside baseball for you guys, there is a big announcement coming in the next 2 weeks. That I can't share right now. It's not about this channel. It's not even about Tooney Town TV. It's more just like a Marv's professional career announcement coming. So things are about to get crazy. So
he got hired by Disney.
No, that would be the last thing ever that would happen.
Is it hired by AEW?
No. It's nothing that I've told anybody outside of the people that already knew. So Uncultured Barbarian for $2 is Lee Marshall is greater than QT Marshall. Well, I mean, come on, the guy he was Tony the Tiger.
Was it?
I mean, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Lee Marshall was Tony the Tiger.
Wow. Today I learned. That's awesome.
Lee Marshall is a legend. Remember the Nitro parties that were always hosted
God.
by Lee?
Yes.
Could you imagine being in a fraternity and having Lee Marshall show up? Stagger Lee walking into your frat party.
Somebody roll me up a blunt.
My favorite was when he would call and they wouldn't show him, and he'd be like, "I'm on the road in Sheboygan right now, and Bobby the Brain Heenan, you're a weasel." And I'm like, he's calling from backstage. He's either backstage or at his house right now. There's no way he's actually out on the road doing the 1-800 collect like in WCW road show.
Somebody has a picture somewhere of Lee Marshall doing a keg stand, and I need to see it.
Is he still with us, or did he pass away?
I think he passed.
Lee Marshall passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say. I thought I remembered that. Yeah. John JID 999 for $199. Power to the 199 says they make music as well. The songs kind of go hard. Wow, that was so long ago that I don't remember what he's talking about.
Costco guys.
Oh, the Costco guys. Okay. Brian Stryker. Yeah, I don't either. Brian Stryker for $5 says, wasn't the pizza guy in AEW exposed being a medications and autism level person? I don't know. I never looked very far into the I'm trying to not get us demonetized by talking about controversial topics. I never looked beyond the flipping the pizza. So
I didn't mind him because he seems like a good indie gimmick. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it's a gimmick that you see at your local high school or Knights of Columbus once, and you're like, that was kind of funny. But like if it had been on TV 52 weeks a year, it would get really old really fast, kind of like Orange Cassidy, which is that's 100% what Orange Cassidy is. He's a gimmick that you. Yeah, go ahead.
There's a guy in St. Louis, and I think AEW used him once, and he's just like stepdad. And his whole gimmick is that he's your stepdad. Okay. So he always goes to wrestling. He's like, "Hey, buddy, let's go." He's doing that kind of stuff. That's a good indie gimmick. There's such things as good indie gimmicks, but they don't translate to national television, and it's ridiculous.
Right. Like Orange Cassidy.
Remember the team that was called the Ants, and they just dressed like ants, and they would go through the crowd and eat like your popcorn and stuff.
Weren't there turtles?
It was Chikara.
Didn't Vince have Ninja Turtles at one point?
WCW had turtles.
No, Vince did too, and he stole. And it was a Memphis gimmick. And the whole thing is that, like, what's his name? Dwayne Gill? Was that his name? Dwayne?
Yeah, Gilbert.
I think it was Gilbert. Some of the early jobbers that were. Yeah, Barry Hardy. There you go.
Yeah.
He had the Turtles stuff in his backpack from when he used it in Memphis. And he's like, "Can I go use it out there?" And he said, and Vince was like, "Fine, go ahead, buddy." And they put him on a dark match, and it's actually taped, and you can find it now.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah. The whole gimmick was that you couldn't pin them because they had shells.
Like the hunchbacks. Like the hunchbacks in WCW.
Ding dongs,
Ding dongs. Andre Abs for $4.99 says, "All right then, Kev, what do you hate more, Bears or the Monet Mag?"
I choose to not answer that question at this time.
Oh, Monet, you know what? The chat just brought it up, and it is kind of interesting. Orange Cassidy was Fire Ant in the ant gimmick that Kev was talking about.
No
Orange Cassidy,
way.
Yeah, he was. Orange Cat. It was in Chikara. I'll give credit. BWB Wealth pointed out, but it's true. Orange Cassidy was Fire Ant in the ant gimmick that Kev just brought up in Chikara. So,
that was Chikara.
Yeah, it was Chikara.
I remember. Yeah, everybody wore a mask in Chikara, right? It was like a lucha fed.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Okay.
Except for Colt Cabana.
You know what, guys? Speaking of Vince, we have a Vince story, and it's one that I probably shouldn't be like surprised about, but like I was surprised about it nonetheless. So hold on, let me sync that up and pop that on the screen, and here we go. Vince McMahon prepping to launch new entertainment company. Several WWE alumni already working on projects. So I'm assuming one of them is Kevin Dunn. But
there's Brock Lesnar.
Vince McMahon is not. It's not.
Sorry. No, Kevin Dunn. It is the two people that left WWE at the same time Vince did.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So
they can't be
PW
named?
Insider
Help us out.
PW Insider can exclusively confirm that Vince McMahon is working on setting up a post WWE company. Multiple sources with knowledge of the situation have confirmed that McMahon has been in the process of setting up what has been described as a new entertainment hub company that would financially back, develop, and produce film and television productions. Like Bischoff Hervey Entertainment? In a sense?
Yeah.
Is he going Eric Bischoff style now? That would financially back the belief among those we've spoken to is that there are no plans for this company to launch anything similar to WWE, and they would instead focus on fiction and non-fiction projects. ProWrestlingInsider.com is also told that several WWE alumni are already working with McMahon to get the company prepped with the idea of officially unveiling it once his legal issues are resolved. Brad Blum, WWE's former chief operating officer, has long been a McMahon loyalist and is confirmed to be working on the project. Blum was McMahon's chief of staff when he reigned supreme in the company and first joined WWE back in 2006 before taking on greater responsibilities in 2020. Blum had originally departed WWE after Vince McMahon's first retirement in the wake of the Wall Street Journal articles that later led to the Janelle Grant lawsuit being filed. When McMahon returned to sell WWE to Endeavor, Blum quickly followed. After McMahon's second exit, Blum remained for several months before resigning in May. At the time, his exit led to a lot of eyebrows raising as it was assumed he was leaving to work for McMahon in some capacity. We are also told that Kristen Prouty, who was WWE's liaison to the Hollywood world before being let go earlier this year, is also on board. She came to WWE's attention as the original casting director for the initial Diva search won by Christy Hemme back in 2004. This woman is my least favorite person on the planet because those segments were terrible. After working independently with the company, she officially joined in 2005 and at the time of her departure held the title of Senior Vice President Entertainment Relations. Prouty's position was to engage with the entertainment world and bridge the gap for talents to join different TV series, red carpet events, etc. She's credited with finding lots of talents who came into the company, including the Bellas and the Miz, and would have been the person booking Raw guest hosts and locking in celebrities for storylines. She was let go by WWE in May as part of the post-Endeavor takeover cutbacks. PW Insider is also told the company is expected to be based out of Los Angeles area if and when it officially launches. Vince living in LA, I couldn't imagine that. It should be very interesting to see if any networks or distributors would be initially interested in working with McMahon given the toxicity surrounding the entire nature of his WWE exit and the lawsuits that have been filed, but Hollywood can be a very upside-down world. That's putting it mildly. Before anyone asked, we are told that Kevin Dunn has not been involved in this new venture at all. So there you go, guys. Vince McMahon not going quietly into the night. He's going to start his own company that's going to produce television, produce movies. I mean, look, Vince never wanted to be in the wrestling business anyway. So
Old Town record producer.
Yeah. This seems kind of like the logical step he would take to, we're making movies, pal.
Hey, listen, WWE Studios put out a couple of good movies.
Awful's mouth is moving, but he's not actually speaking. Awful.
Vince McMahon's very first project is going to be Time Cop 2.
Oh my God, and he's gonna give it the Hollywood treatment. It's gonna be about a strong, a stunning, and brave, diverse woman just to like piss Tony Khan off,
right? Brock Lesnar in Time Cop.
Oh Time Cop 2 TOO.
This time it's personal.
The joke in the chat right now is that he's going to set it up in Germany, and it's going to be a certain kind of
a Shiza video.
this stunning and brave brunette paralegal was murdered by a midget from Jacksonville. We need you to save her life.
Go back in time. Oh my God. So yeah, guys, now here's the thing. Hollywood has forgiven people who have been accused to do far worse than Vince. It all depends on
not paying your escort.
Yeah. God, man, like Vince doesn't have a very good track record with non WWE related projects. So I don't know, man. I think that would be doomed to fail. I don't know many people right now who would be willing to work with him. I guess it all matters like how much money is being thrown around.
There are some good WWE movies, I'd say.
The only
There are
one
a few
matters
good
is the
ones.
color green.
Well, look, at the end of the day, the WWE movies, there were 3 that I liked. There was The Condemned, which is the best one, the Stone Cold Steve Austin film. The Marine, the first Marine with Cena, and the one with Kane, See No Evil.
See No Evil. Can I tell you?
See No Evil.
So, my mother-in-law's birthday is May 19th.
Oh,
And every year I go, May 19th. It all begins again.
I love this story. Did you ever hear the story about what Vince wanted to do with See No Evil with Kane?
Wasn't it supposed to be called I Scream Man?
Yeah. But the other thing is that he was going to have a huge member. That was the whole thing. He was obsessed with making Kane have a giant penis.
A huge dog.
That's right. Bigger than the Hulksters.
You guys didn't like
Himalayas.
with
I
Halle
like
Berry?
12 rounds.
12
the Halle
rounds,
Berry one
I
was
like
good.
12 rounds. And the Halle Berry one wasn't bad. But the See No Evil one gave me my favorite Big Show response in a promo ever. I was in a movie too. You don't see me trying to claw people's eyes out.
Captain Insano.
And then they chain wrestled. Tremendous.
Big Show and Kane chain wrestled?
Yeah. Oh my God, it was tremendous.
Oh, I don't remember that. It was probably during the era of us watching pay-per-views together with Trish. So yeah, I gotta look at that again. Oh gosh. All right. So let's get back into a few other super chats before moving on. The John Williams says Rock hated Shawn before he entered wrestling, as Shawn worked with his grandma and was rude to her. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I never heard that one.
What you say about my grandmama?
I mean, back in that day, they burned every bridge anyway. So
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, they burned Continental, Memphis, AWA. So I mean, that's
You talking about the Rockers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice boots, pal. They're made for walking, you know. John JID 999 for 199 says, Travis, what is your favorite territory to watch?
Oh, come on, Memphis.
Yeah.
I started going. Actually, I don't know if I've ever told this story. I'm so old. I remember when Cornette used to take pictures at ringside. So that's how old I am. I started going in 82, and I remember him. I used to see his magazines when I was a kid. I used to see him running around with his camera at ringside. So I've always been a fan of Cornette because I used to see his magazines and everything. But yeah, I could talk Memphis. I could have a podcast of Memphis wrestling and talk all day about that. Me and Scott Bowden were real good friends. I don't know if y'all remember Scott Bowden. He's a 90s Memphis manager. We were real good friends, and we talk every Friday about Memphis.
Oh, that's great.
I could talk it all day.
Is it? It's not on the WWE network, is it? Or it's not on Peacock?
No, I hope it never is. I pray to God it never is. Because
where do you find it? Because I know John's next question is going to be, where can I watch it?
It's all on YouTube. Don't ever want to get off YouTube.
It's good that it's all there.
TV, mostly YouTube. Wasn't there isn't the tape library divided?
What was it now?
Isn't the tape library divided?
Well, I think that's the USWA one they talk about when it's divided, because that's when Lawler bought out Jarrett. What was that guy? Elliot Sokler, I think that was his name. That's when they had that big fallout with the lawsuit. He claimed Lawler overpriced it. There was a big lawsuit, but I think like just the regular Memphis, there's so many people who has copies of it, like 10 generations. It's all out there. I mean, Cornette has them all like basically live from when I think he has like tons from like the 70s still. I wish he would put them on YouTube, but I don't know if he ever will. But he has all kinds of original stuff. But I don't think like that, because I don't know if y'all knew Memphis was kind of broken up in two things after Lawler and Jarrett had it, and then after USWA, Lawler bought him out a couple years later.
Right, that was like 88, 89, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's when they merged with USWA and stuff. Right. And then I think it was 93 or 4. He might have bought out Jarrett then, I think, if memory serves. So they still had it but Jarrett really didn't have really a day-to-day operation after they merged. And I think he was doing his construction business at the time. So it was basically Lawler did a lot of the hands-on back then. So
Memphis was very simplistic. It was punches, kicks, suplexes, body slams. That's it.
And personal
Ridiculous
issues.
gimmick.
And personal issues.
Personal
Exactly.
issues. That's all.
And
And a
ridiculous gimmick.
Tupelo concession stand match.
I still tell people
I love the
when I was
Memphis
a
cage
kid,
too.
I would hear people plot Jimmy Hart's murder at the Louisville Gardens. I mean, they would say, if I see him out, I got my knife. If I see him in a gas station, I'm going to stab him. And you would hear, and like Andy Kaufman, I would hear that kind of stuff. And
Oh yeah,
hey, you're 10 years old.
Were you there for the Kaufman stuff?
Well, Kaufman was mostly in Memphis. He came to Memphis and Louisville a couple times. We went to one show. He was there, and it was him and a guy named Man Mountain Link, and they fought Jerry Lawler, and it made the front page of the Courier Journal, the sports page in Louisville. It was a big thing. Mm-hmm. And I still talk to Man Mountain Link. His name's Rick Link. We talk on Facebook all the time. We always talk about that picture because I had it hanging up in my room. So he always gets to kick on that.
I had a Memphis picture hanging up in my room too. The Eddie Gilbert Fireball.
Oh yeah,
from Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Yeah,
I had that hanging up in my room.
That's Eddie and Ricky Morton and the Fucci and Anita. That's kind of got me into Memphis wrestling. I knew about it because it was really popular in Louisville. It was a big thing, but that it was actually the third Tupelo concession stand brawl. That kind of actually got me into wrestling because I was having to turn it on. If you ever see it, that's the one where they beat up the old fat woman.
Wait. So are you saying the Honky Tonk Man could be like, there'd be no Travis Heckle, Jim Cornette thumbnails if it wasn't for the Tupelo concession stand match?
Probably so. Yeah, that kind of hooked me in there. So,
Trav, do you remember a great angle with Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee where Dundee was about to fight Lawler, and then he was just like, you know what, Lawler? Let's just be friends. Let's just be cool. Let's just forget about everything and just go our separate ways, and we'll be friends and all that. And Jerry Lawler fell for it. He turns around and Dundee cracks him in the back of the head. It was the greatest.
Yeah, I think that was one from '85.
Okay.
I think it was right after he got back from Mid-South. He had that 1.5-year tour of booking with Bill Watts. I think that's when he came back. It's probably on YouTube. I think he's out there with the Fabulous Ones.
With Lance Russell. Yeah. God, they need to bring stuff like that back, man.
But see, that's what they always say, like they're like the perfect thing with personal issue sell because they had such good chemistry together.
Yeah.
They weren't really best of friends. Me and Bowden used to talk about it all the time, but they knew it drew money and they could put any kind of personal issue aside. Hello, Bucks, put personal issues aside, draw some money with CM Punk and AEW guys. Mm-hmm. But, they knew how to draw money and they got the fans invested. And I still tell people, we get about 2,000 people like in the 90s at the Louisville Gardens. It seats 5,000. But when you went there, hey, people took it serious. I mean, that's what made it fun. It was more fun sometimes watching the fans because they really got into it. Because I mean, I miss that. I mean, I still watch wrestling, but
gentlemen, did you guys ever have
a bit extra?
Did you guys have any like territory wrestling in your areas? Dis, Kev, Marv. For me, it was the Philadelphia Civic Center.
Yeah, we had wrestling at the Chase. St. Louis. That was before my time. By the time I started watching wrestling, at first it was just like some South Broadway Athletic Club crap. But towards the end of the 90s, it actually picked up. The scene picked up quite a bit in St. Louis. Nice. And that's where guys like Matt Sydal, Delirious, Mischief, those, they came out of that area.
Race took over?
Harley Race, he was more Kansas City, and there was actually a big deal between the St. Louis territory and Harley Race. Harley Race kind of like Sam Muchnick was very big on, these are all stories that I've heard from the local indie scene, by the way, guys who've been around forever. But Sam Muchnick was big on not being a territory. He was a showcase of talent from other territories. But he would sign people like Dick the Bruiser and stuff like that to make sure that they constantly work his company. And then when Harley started up in Kansas City, he kind of took all of the regulars from St. Louis and turned them into a real territory in Kansas City. So there was a lot of back and forth between Kansas City and St. Louis where people thought Harley was just kind of milking off of Muchnick's, booking and stuff like that. But there was a lot of interesting drama that went on there. But yeah, I grew up watching a lot of old Wrestling at the Chase videos. My dad was obsessed with it. So
Sorry,
my grandma sold tickets there at
really?
Wrestling at the Chase. Yeah, she was
That's
the ticket
awesome.
lady. And Muchnick tried to get my grandpa to wrestle. He wouldn't do it though.
and no problem about your cat, Travis. Your cat is the least objectionable cat we've had on this show.
She's a little sinner. She's the Aubrey Ed of my cats.
Well, at least it's showing us her face. Alejandro Melendez for $4.99 says Vince digitized Fink's mind after the failed cloning attempt. Oh my goodness. Do you think he would have tried to clone Finkel, or I think he wanted Finkel in the internet because that's where he could find whether Spike Dudley was using his indie name somewhere.
I think he's more like those frozen heads on Futurama.
FKA not detected.
Yeah. You and Cumia for $5. Question for any lawyer: will the patent money Shad Khan receives continue after he dies? I believe the patent would probably be left to his beneficiaries, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the patent runs out after a certain amount of time too. So, you know what I mean?
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Oh,
I think
yeah.
patents only last so long, don't they?
I heard for like most products, it's 7 years. Like you can hold on to a patent for at least 7 years, and then it becomes I don't know, public utility, I guess.
You still get residuals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Of course.
John JD 999 for $1.99 says everyone needs to watch Reality of Wrestling ROW. That's Booker T's Houston Federation. So check that out if you haven't. Plenty of Pixel Art for $10. Marvin, I now have to choose between one of the best wrestling podcasts on the internet and DuckTales. What have you done? Yeah, I got him into the DuckTales reboot because you know.
I defeated Scrooge McDuck! We were on the same team!
I couldn't change the channel faster when DuckTales came on.
You mean the original DuckTales or like
the original
You like
DuckTales?
DuckTales?
What do you
like
old,
DuckTales? What's wrong with you?
He was like what? You were probably what, 14, 15 when that came out?
Yeah,
I mean, I was a kid.
I was a little older, but I still liked the Animaniacs and Tiny Toon Adventures. That was awesome. I liked that.
No, those were good, but I mean, DuckTales was classic. I mean, the reboot.
Loved the theme song. Couldn't do the show.
The reboot is so.
I saw somebody in a Comic Con a few years ago. They had a Gizmo Duck costume there. I was like, oh.
What were they riding? Were they riding a unicycle?
I guess so. Yeah.
Or maybe
it was just a still picture, but it was a still picture. But I was like, I would love to have that costume. I love Gizmo Duck.
Yeah, Gizmo Duck is really cool. I think I loved the most is when they kept the Darkwing Duck hating Gizmo Duck carried over into the prequel. By the way, guys, we do have a clip of retired Samantha Irvin with Ricochet's money.
Everybody hands go up, and they stay there, and they stay there.
I just look for any excuse. And
did you guys like Chippendales Rescue Rangers?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
shit.
The Disney afternoon.
Oh,
I liked them all except Tailspin. I wasn't a big Tailspin fan.
Tailspin was great. You need to shut your mouth. CWJ 128 for $2 says, imagine if AEW did this in 19, talking about WWE ID.
Yeah.
Well, Tony was too busy destroying the indies than worrying about trying to strengthen it.
Yep.
because Tony Khan destroyed the indie scene, up to and including running weekly live television shows on Fridays and Saturday nights, which are the nights that indie feds run. I mean, especially Saturday nights.
Remember how everybody said like it was almost like a thing with Coachman and a few other people saying like Saturdays don't draw.
Yeah,
and everybody was just like, "Oh, Saturdays draw." No, they don't. They never have.
They draw for indie feds. Those were the nights the indie feds got to come out and play.
Right.
I mean, Friday nights. I think indie feds have stayed away from Friday nights for years now because of SmackDown. But the Saturday nights, I mean, Tony Khan has destroyed the indies. It's what he did.
Nah, he makes everything better.
MJG
makes wrestling better.
MJG for $4.99 says WWE created the SEC of pro wrestling, and they won't all play for WWE. Very bullish on this for the industry. What do you guys think about that? No?
Good take.
You're talking about football and stuff, right?
Yes.
I don't get the reference, so
Yeah, he's talking about SEC football, how they got like 16 teams down. They got like Texas and Oklahoma this year. Mm-hmm. They've loaded up, basically taking over college football.
Right. Let's see. Regina shot for another $25. So let's enter Regina in again, Dis. Translation drop: 1,000 welcomes to you with your marriage kerchief. May you be healthy all your days. May you be blessed with long life and peace. May you grow old with goodness and with riches. Oh, that's really nice. Thank you very much, Regina Sharp.
And this whole time we thought it was voodoo.
Yeah, we thought that like my house was going to light on fire. We were going to release the spirit of some kind of pirate, of some kind of like this dead pirate captain. The Chuck was going to like rise from Monkey Island.
The gates of hell open up.
Yeah,
Blackbeard the pirate.
Yeah.
I got a body, brother.
Can't get to that one fast enough whenever I have the opportunity. Samuel Main sent a $3 super sticker. Thank you very much, Samuel Main. JPS for $5 says, nothing Vince tried outside of WWE work. WWE films only work because it had the WWE name. Yeah, you're not wrong. So, yeah, we're going to see how well it's going to work. And JPS for $20. So, let's enter JPS as well into the drawing. Consider this a honeymoon gift monster. Happy Halloween, everyone else. Well, thank you very much, JPS. Always love JPS because of the Mass Effect picture that he's got there. So, Kev, Dragon Age has downloaded on my PlayStation to prepare for tomorrow night when I finally get to play it.
I think dumb GameStop is giving me mine on Friday instead of on Thursday.
You know what? I'm playing.
Miss video games so much, man.
If we're taking a video game side quest here, I'm playing Inquisition for the first time. Oh, okay.
Are you liking it?
It's okay. It's one of those things. I don't think I've gotten deep enough into it to really get into the story. I just got out of the second area just recently.
It's a lot of like, okay, now go here and do a million side quests.
Yeah,
go here and do a million side quests. It's what you make of it.
It's one of those games that are. It's one of those games that are fun for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then the next 30 minutes go on, and eventually you realize I'm just doing side work here. I'm not really doing like this. It feels like a lot of busy work. You know what I mean? But
I am replaying Hogwarts. I'm replaying Hogwarts Legacy right now. That game is fantastic. So
still have not played it.
It's so good. All right. So let's move on. Here's a fun little story that I wanted to point out. Not one that we're going to spend a lot of time on, but just one of those things that I absolutely love when they pop up. It's a wonderful Hulk Hogan lie.
Yeah.
It's maybe one of his better ones because it's one that I could actually maybe see being true at some point, but I still think is complete crap. Hulk Hogan says he turned down offers to hook up with Cher and Madonna. What
Earth is this?
Hulk Hogan of Earth 812.
I got into it a little bit with someone on, not really into it, but someone on X was saying like no women on Earth was ever wanting to hook up with Hulk Hogan. That's not true.
In
Back
the
in, like-
80s and 90s, I bet you there were
Yeah.
people that wanted to hook up with Hulk Hogan.
My mom at a show one time said Hulk Hogan was handsome, and then I thought she was going to leave my dad for Hulk Hogan for like 2 months.
Look, the Hulkster was a superhero. You know, he was,
Yeah.
you know, is he a traditionally handsome man? Maybe not, but he was, especially in like the 70s, 80s, 90s. He was he was a chiseled dude. He was a big dude. You know,
Was
don't
Thunder Lips.
the ultimate
The
male.
ultimate male.
I can
When I-
believe both of these women try to go after him. I can believe it.
Beard brought up a good point. You know, Cher did have sex with Sonny Bono. So
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, Hogan would have been a step up from that, at least.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, brother, but I've been told.
Well, I mean, Madonna had sex with that body, so. I
Well,
mean,
that's true. I'm shocked he didn't take Madonna up on that offer.
The line was too long.
brother, I gotta get on a plane to Japan because I gotta be there for 3 days consecutively that are actually 4 days, brother.
Hey man, Linda
Cher
back in the
walked into
day.
room, and I told her, "Sunny days are here again."
Linda back in the day, I'd have picked her over Madonna. Back at that time, Linda was a catch, man.
Was she?
she
Linda
looked good.
Hogan
She was very
young.
attractive.
Hey,
She was very
there's a
attractive.
clip of her on Match Game. I don't know if you've ever seen it. She was on Match Game in the old Gene Rayburn. There's a clip of her online. She looks good. She's a
Yeah.
good-looking little woman in her young days.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, she is.
Raymond.
Yeah, I'm seeing right now. It's just isn't it weird that they had a son and a daughter, and the son looks like Linda, and the daughter looks like Hogan?
It's not what he planned at all.
Brooke Hogan had because she had like a really nice body, so it was like everybody was kind of like, oh, she's so hot, brother, she's so hot. And then like one day I was like, hold on a second, and like I literally took a picture of her and I drew a Fu Manchu on her face.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why you did that.
Why is that?
Said, hold on, don't fall for it. I need you to look from the bottom of her nose to the bottom of her chin.
Dun dun dun.
It's
Whoa,
the reverse
brother.
Batman.
Yep.
Me and Kev were off limits.
Is that a wrestling thing? Because that happened with the McMahons too. Stephanie looks like Vince, and Shane
She
looks
got-
like Linda.
Yeah, she got Vince's chin. She had Vince's chin for a while, and then I don't know if maybe we got rid of that somehow. But the Shane looked like Vince though.
I can tell you how.
A little.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta buff up. I left my ultimate woman for you.
Now I want to see Brooke
She was
Hogan with a
packing,
little
too.
mushroom cloud on her chest.
Oh, does she? Good lord. Oh man. All right. That, like I said, that was going to be a quick story. So a couple more supers here. Let's see.
Yes, Brock's daughter
Oh.
does look just like Brock.
Yes, Brock's daughter
Yeah.
looks just
Oh,
like
God.
Brock. Oh my
Except
God,
she's-
does Brock's daughter look like Brock?
Except she's like 5'1". Imagine being the daughter of. Well, I guess she's not Sable's daughter, right? That's from a different. Is it from a
I
different?
think.
No.
No, I don't think she's Sable's daughter.
Okay. Then I won't. go
Brock
there. But yeah,
Lesnar had
she's-
sex with a Nordic mountain to produce her. I mean, like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, Brock. He pulled a Rick Sanchez and had sex with a planet, and Brooke Lesnar came out. Which is, I don't know what this young lady's name is, but to me, her name is Brooke Lesnar.
I think it's like
This-
Maud
she's-
or
she's
something.
only
weird.
5'1"?
Yeah, she's real. She's real small. She's.
Wow.
I want to say 5'1" or 5'3", maybe. Like really short.
Jesus. She's really translucent too.
Well, so is Brock. Liquid Fox for $5 Canadian said if Vince got his way with the Kane movie, that would have put a whole new meaning to the big red monster. Oh,
Mm.
Nah, more purple.
He was able to sneak in the part where he pleasures himself in the cage, but that's I imagine that's where he wanted it to happen.
yeah. Andre Adams for $4.99 says random thought. I feel like Big Dick Johnson was a titty potty regular.
Andre, what are you thinking about right now, bro? Like what?
That guy covered in baby oil.
Yeah.
Remember when TNA ripped that off? Like,
Did
of
they
all
really?
things, yes, of all things to rip off WWE, you picked Big Dick Johnson.
Did they sign Big Dick Johnson?
No. They made their bell ringer, the timekeeper guy. They turned him into Big Dick Johnson. They did the exact same gimmick with the timekeeper. Tiny was his name. Tiny.
Listen, fellas, Double J here on this creative team meeting. I got it. I finally figured it out why they're beating us so badly. And if we want to compete, then there is one thing that they got that we don't got. That is Big Dick Johnson.
I'm going to see if Serge agrees with that.
We brought in Sting. We brought in the Dudleys.
We got Kurt Angle. We got Kurt Angle. It moved the needle for one night. All right, but this is what's going to put us over the top.
Serge thinks that we should tell Hernandez to take his shirt off.
Bro, listen, bro.
If it's about Hernandez, I'm here for it.
And that's when Cornette quit.
I love Kevin Nash's story about how he used to get her drunk at the wine bar every night after.
Oh, Kevin Nash has admitted to this because I've heard Cornette tell the story of Kevin Nash like filling up Dixie's glass.
Oh, yeah. Nash has admitted to it. Yeah, he used to get her drunk at at after parties, and yeah. So
talk her into giving him a raise,
right? Well, talk her into like pushing people he likes and stuff like that.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. John JID 999. Go ahead.
No, good.
Since I listened to a Honky Tonk shoot interview, so good. Honky's shoot interviews are the best shoot interviews.
Oh my gosh.
The one of the RF video ones that I got a million years ago on VHS, I think they actually had the Tupelo concession stand match as like the first thing on the video because you had to know what the match was in order to understand the next like 5 hours of shoot because he references it at least 8,000 times.
My favorite shoot interview is Honky Tonk Man and Raven discussing Coach Tony K's famous wrestling sleaze list.
What?
Yep.
There's for like 5 hours. It's just them two, and the narrator reads the story to them, and they talk about if it's true or not, and then why they think it's true or why it isn't.
Oh my goodness.
It's classic. It's wonderful. But don't have kids anywhere within 50 feet of you while you watch it. It's pretty disgusting.
I bet you that's. Oh, go ahead, Trev.
The funniest honky tonk gimmick was he was called the Kisser here in Memphis for a couple weeks. He wore Gene Simmons face paint, and they called him the Kisser.
Oh God,
he was the original demon Dale Torborg.
Yeah, there's pictures out there of that too. So I always thought that was funny. Lawler would always get those pop culture goofy stuff in there.
Oh my God, I love that. All right, let's see. Next, okay, so you know what? Let's talk a bit about this. I don't have a clip for it or anything because it's AEW, but Ring of Honor Tony's really trying hard to get people to notice Ring of Honor, right? And there might be such a thing as bad publicity because Chris Jericho is now the once again the Ring of Honor World Champion. Guys,
yep.
Didn't draw a dime.
Yeah. I gotta clip that.
Can I tell you? So my choice last week was Agatha because I needed to make sure we watched it for Pro. Or watch AEW. And then I realized, oh wait, Agatha comes on at 9. So I put AEW on. And I see all the baby faces lined up outside because I guess we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop the Whitepool Combat Club 3Ks. And then they all vow to have each other's backs. And this ladder match is happening. And a baby face I've never heard of before comes down and is ineffective. Then Big Bill comes out, and the second I saw Big Bill come on, I go, okay, I don't care about this match anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jericho won, and I was like, doesn't anybody pay attention to anything that happens on this dumb show? You just told people watching this show that every single member of your babyface roster is a bleeping idiot because they're all standing in the parking lot. And then the Whitepool Combat Club got into the building and beat everybody up anyway, so that you punked out your entire babyface roster. I don't understand. It's not supposed to be this hard. Awful's firing off, but he's been muted.
Awful. You're muted again, buddy.
Sorry. I was going to say with Karen Jarrett in the background, if you notice her.
Oh God, was she?
Yeah, she was there in a nice red
She's
outfit.
like bigger than everybody.
Yeah.
She towered over everyone.
Oh my goodness.
So stupid.
So I've heard rumblings that the reason that I thought that the reason Tony put the title on it was because Jericho did that interview last week where he's like, I don't know, maybe I'd go to WWE when my contract's up. Like Triple H, who passed up Edge and Bobby Lashley, is suddenly going to want Chris Jericho for anything other than a Hall of Fame induction. But
I don't even want it for that.
Yeah,
over my dead body, Cal.
So I thought it was just that Jericho mentioned WWE, so Tony freaked out and gave him a title. But it's so strategic, right? Like I really feel like a lot of these guys do it on purpose. Like they bring up WWE or bring up going to WWE, and then all of a sudden they get whatever. Please don't go. Please don't go. I'll give you anything you want. That was my initial reaction. But I did hear something about Tony possibly still trying to get Ring of Honor a TV deal. And his deal with giving Chris Jericho the title in the first place for AEW was that he thought it would help getting AEW a TV deal. So I think this might be a move by Tony Khan going off of the AEW presents Ring of Honor and doing that kind of thing to where now he thinks that if he puts the title on Jericho, he'll have more of a chance of getting a TV deal for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but you know what? I heard that the last time he put the belt, the Ring of Honor belt on Jericho, and nothing happened then. What's different now? What are like the network executives going to be like? Oh, Chris Jericho a second time. This place is legit.
He's allowed to negotiate with people outside of WBD or something. So
I'm pretty sure for ROH, WBD never had any interest in it anyway.
No, they didn't, but he really wanted them to. He really wanted them to.
Well, yeah, he spent however many millions of dollars on acquiring this thing and then had nowhere to put it.
We heard from Evans that ROH isn't worth a damn.
Who said that?
That's true.
Ant. Oh, Ant. Yeah, Ant said that on this show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's worth nothing, and he overpaid grossly for it. Even I don't know if I agree, if I believe the I don't know if I actually believe the whole hullabaloo about like, oh, he paid $40 million for it.
No way.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't believe that at all. But I do believe that he paid a couple million at least, and that was grossly overpaying. You're just basically paying for the video library at that point. He had nowhere to put it. He didn't have a TV deal for it. I think he thought he could slide, why not just slide it into Rampage's time slot or whatever? I don't know.
He should have just given the belt to Will Ospreay. Let's get real. I mean, pull that move, pull that trigger. If it's going to be Chris Jericho, why not Will Ospreay? I know he's in a different scenario and all that, but so was Jericho up until a week ago. So, I mean, give it to a young guy.
It's just so like Chris Jericho's got to come in. He's got to beat Briscoe. It's so played out, and like every time he comes on, and I will give it to Chris Jericho. We've said it on this show many times. You've said it as well. He's brilliant in the sense that he has taken the fact that people don't like him anymore and don't care about him and turned it into a gimmick so that people could say, "You just don't get it, man."
Right. Yeah. Right.
Like when they chant "Please retire," it's like now he's turned that into his gimmick.
I saw a tweet, and I actually had to repost it because it was so good and because it just made too much sense. It said that AEW has a knack for their talent losing a championship and never going back to it again. and I was just like, holy cow, that is so true. Like Samoa Joe, when he lost the world championship, never touched it again. It's happening right now with Will Ospreay. Like he lost that Continental Championship, and okay, now he's facing Will Fletcher for his hair. You know what I mean? So many examples of that happening in AEW.
Yeah, because once the guy loses the belt, that's the story. The story's over. Tony moves on to the next thing. It's because he doesn't write narratives. He doesn't write stories that make sense. Jericho is Ring of Honor champion. It's going to move not one Honor Club subscription. It is going to get them no closer to any kind of streaming deal or any kind of TV deal. It is purely just probably Chris Jericho wanted it.
I can guarantee you have more subs than the Ring of Honor Club.
It's possible.
It's I believe.
You see the way the arenas empty out when they're done with Dynamite, and he comes out and he's like, time cop, don't go anywhere, time cop.
Right. He doesn't do that before the Dynamites and the collisions and all that.
He does it in between. He does it like to try to get people to not leave, which I mean, like if you wanted people to not leave, sending Tony Khan out there to talk is probably the last thing that you should be doing.
In his big boy voice.
Yeah. To go talk about Time Cop. Say, you all know my favorite movie? Right?
Yeah.
Anyone?
By the way,
did somebody say it? No.
I don't care what anyone says. We own that meme. That is us. Because no one was talking about that. No one was posting videos online before we started talking about it. And then Marv brought it up on our show. And then someone posted a video of it so we could see it. And since then, now Tony even made it a meme. You know, he's making it his thing. That's us.
So weird.
We own that.
We broke it here. My cell phone.
We own Time Cop.
That's right.
We do. You're welcome, Tony. You get to peek out of a Time Cop every week, you idiot. All right. So Chris Jericho, ROH champion. It's terrible. But there's more terrible going on out there, guys. And it's time for a little segment we like to call That's Dave for you.
What a special boy.
So we made a grave error last week, and we did not cover Dave Meltzer at all, any of his stupid crap for the week. So now we've kind of like, there's like a buildup of Dave Meltzer's stupidity. Because in any given week, he's going to fill up a news cycle with just being an idiot and showing his ass to the entire wrestling world. 2 weeks worth of it, my God. Let's dive in to a few of Dave Meltzer's, some more classic tweets from the last 2 weeks. So this person said, when Dynamite can get 41K in attendance for a weekly show like Nitro did, then we can talk. They could barely get 3K right now. So this person is clearly saying, because Dave was like, oh, they're bigger than WCW ever was. And they're saying, okay, get 41K in attendance for a weekly show like Nitro, which Nitro did in the Georgia Dome. And he goes, oh, they beat that twice. Also, the paid was $36,000 for that show. Well below both AEW shows at Wembley. AEW's attendance is still this year ahead of many WCW. Awful, what are you doing? Although not the peak period. So they're like, hey, your weekly show is never going to be the level of we lost Travis. Hopefully he comes right back. There he is. There we are, Travis.
Maybe my cat did something.
So they're trying to say a weekly show is never going to beat what Nitro did for that Hogan Goldberg, and he's like, oh, they beat it twice. And I'm like, yeah, you're comparing it to Wembley. They're WrestleMania.
Dave is a slick one.
You know what? He should go if this whole grifting thing on the internet doesn't go well for him, he could get a job in stadium construction because he is the king of moving goalposts.
So he's like Lucy.
Pretty much. All right, so here's another one. He's once again talking about how great AEW is. And so somebody goes, no, Tony just has a really rich dad that wanted to buy his son a real life playset for his hobby. Everything else just fell into place. Seeing how he has wasted that opportunity. And he goes on and he goes, well, if I bought my son a playset and he worked on it for 5 years and it was going to gross 260 to 300 million next year and be worth well over $2 billion, I'd have realized I really didn't buy my son a playset, but a successful business. I get old beliefs die hard, but you gotta let it die. It's not healthy living with your narrative. $2 billion? $2 billion? It used to be $1 billion, Dave. Where did the $2 billion? Where did he get another $1 billion from?
Well, they got a $75 billion Infinity TV deal that you can't comprehend.
Trust me, bro.
Look at the numbers.
Your math isn't your strong suit, is it?
What an a-hole he is when he says stuff like that. Like
he's so pompous about it.
Yeah.
I'm ahead of the curve.
Brian.
Did y'all get into when he said he could be an NFL writer?
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Don't worry. We'll get there.
Jesus Christ.
All right. So here's some
I didn't even know who Patrick Mahomes was.
So Meltzer said what reporting on Dave and Brian's review of Kalani Jordan versus Sol Ruka. Is that how you say it? Rusa? At Heatwave. This was a very, very heavily choreographed gymnastics display that was disguised as a wrestling match. And Brian was like, oh, simmer down. It was like an exhibition. Here's a bunch of cool moves. There's more to wrestling than moves. Also, Dave Meltzer. Will Ospreay versus Takeshita versus Ricochet. 5.5 stars. This
I missed that one.
This was a choreographed gymnastics routine. Everything Ricochet has done since going to AEW has been atrocious. So, I can't believe he gave this 5.5 stars.
I'd argue that it was a gymnastics routine interrupted by Takeshita kicking people in the head. That's
I was like, did you watch it? This was the least. It's like they're going through the motions. It's like they're practicing the match.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of half speed. No one's actually really getting in the air for the flippy doos. It's like, so bad. So bad.
All right.
Hopefully Ricochet does a passive aggressive tweet about this tonight.
Right. Dave Meltzer says AEW did $633K with a .20 with baseball playoffs and WNBA playoffs as the leading competition. So once again, the goalposts have been moved. There's excuses. A show that used to do 1.4 million people now doing 633,000. Let's see what he said about NXT that same week. NXT did $639K, 0.18, basically back to USA Network numbers in week 3 on CW. Yankees game did a 1.28 on cable. NXT beat Fox but lost to the other networks. All those people who got furious and insulted me week 1 when I said this would happen by week 4, you certainly can and won't apologize or learn that this is my field.
Oh, what a dickhead.
What a dick.
Golly.
What an absolute...
The thing that Meltzer was happiest about when NXT went to CW is that now he can compare NXT to network television and he only has to compare AEW to cable television.
Right.
He is thrilled about that.
Well, and now the key demo is important again, because when somebody's like, yeah, but NXT beat Dynamite again, he goes, oh, well, last time I checked, a 2.0 or 0.20 was bigger than a 0.18.
And it's not important.
I do remember that, yeah.
Might I remind you that Dave Meltzer was the guy who just a year or two ago was saying it's about overall viewership. Ratings are not determined by one demo. That is a direct Dave Meltzer quote.
And he's never retracted on that.
No.
He's never modified that statement. And here's where we're at.
And he's never going to go back and be like, no, well, yeah, I was wrong back then, but I'm right now. Like, he will never admit that he was wrong ever.
I'm fairly certain that Dave Meltzer has literally never retracted anything.
Never.
He apologized when he got hoodwinked by that guy that said he worked for New Japan.
True. He did. He apologized. That's correct. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But then he gave
But
a bunch of excuses.
that was more like, oh, everyone's picking on me.
Yeah, and he also gave a page full of
me.
he gave a page full of excuses that anybody would have fallen for this. So
Yeah. Hold on. We got a couple more images and then we're not done. So somebody posted Dave Meltzer if he didn't watch wrestling, and he goes, I'd actually be one of the top NFL reporters, most likely. What?
You didn't even know who Patrick Mahomes was. Stop it.
How does he think he would be one of the top? And that's actually a hard field to break into. Wrestling journalism, when he broke into it, was not difficult. He was the only one doing it.
First
Or one of the only ones.
Bayless and Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, he was one of the only ones doing it. Football journalism, you would have had to actually go to journalism school for that. I don't know if he went to school or whatever, but like
He did.
You would have had to do so much more than what you have done to break into wrestling, and you would have needed a cleaner office.
But Marv, I wrote for the Wichita Journal and the Tacoma Post when I before that's what he was doing. He was writing sports stuff for some Wichita network or Wichita paper, and he did a little bit when he was going to college in California.
Oh, well, move over, Bob Costas.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Wichita, Kansas would have broke him into the NFL because the Wichita. What's their NFL team name again? Kev, what's the Wichita NFL team?
Oh,
any awful? Can you think
The Wish Thinkers.
Can anybody? Oh yeah, okay. No, Wichita doesn't have an NFL team.
Did something happen in the last 2 years?
Okay, so then he goes, hey, then recently, AEW did a 637K and 0.19. NBA did a strong number, and CNN and Fox News were way above usual numbers. Beat everything else. Come on.
Why do me and Beard get hassled whenever like ratings day comes out? They're like, dude, why do you pay so much attention to the ratings? But they never give any shit to Dave Meltzer.
No.
And we try to make a ha-ha out of it. We try to make it funny.
Look, Dave Meltzer being wrong and showing his ass constantly is one of my all-time favorite things in all of wrestling, right? However, I think we found the greatest story of all time with Dave Meltzer, because it comes from our friends across the pond. Well, not our friends, our hated enemies, Cultaholic Wrestling.
Oh,
which, and they say WWE accused of orchestrating campaign to discredit Dave Meltzer.
Like he needs help.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Are we talking about this? We're talking about
yes,
this?
we're talking about this. Oh,
my God.
Sean, bring me the plan to destroy Dave Meltzer. Which, by the way, spoiler alert, the plan is just to let Dave Meltzer report stuff.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. Here's the thing. WWE feeds bad stories to people that they know are leaking stuff. They have done this since the beginning of time. It has nothing to do with Dave Meltzer specifically. It's trying to weed out rats. That's all they're doing. They've done it since the beginning of time. And to say that WWE is trying to get Dave Meltzer to fail is ridiculous. Okay. I'm sorry. They want all of it's. I'm sorry. It's so
Quick
dumb.
question. What did they do to those rats, by the way? I've not heard about this. This is interesting. Or these leakers.
By the way, Mish is saying the second billion came from a Forbes article, which placed $1 billion in value on the merchandising, the event media, and the perceived TV value in comparison to other shows of caliber. Yeah, which is just the biggest reach imaginable.
Yeah.
They don't even sell merchandise at the shows.
They don't sell merchandise though.
And they buy all their shows from pro wrestling shirts from Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yeah.
The toys are peg warmers. The AEW logo is the highest selling thing out of all their merchandise. So what are we talking about?
Oh,
and if you only have 2,000 people at a show, if you're lucky, you're not doing merch numbers. You don't do house shows.
Also, great to see Mish in the chat. Mish, if you want to pop in, I will we've got a little bit left of the show. So if you want to pop in, I'll send you the link.
I picture like Sean and Hunter sitting in a room like Blofeld, plotting his demise. Fire up the muckraker laser.
The muckraker.
Now, this is a true story. At my shoot job, I was helping some girl with a project one time, and she had to work at Hot Topic. This is 4 years ago, whenever it was. And so I just casually mentioned to her about like Bullet Club shirts. I didn't give her anything like, I hate them or anything. She goes, we hate those shirts. My manager hates them getting them in because they don't sell. And this is in Louisville. She goes, nobody buys these stupid Bullet Club shirts. We hate getting them. So this was in like 2019. So what's that tell you? They're full of crap.
Right.
All right. So let's see what they had to say here. Multiple claims have been made that WWE have orchestrated a campaign to discredit Dave Meltzer in recent months. The campaign has revolved around Kevin Owens and his WWE contract status, with former Universal Champion revealing earlier this year. I'm going to stop doing that. That this year that his contract expired in early 2025. Reports in recent weeks have since noted, though, that Owens has either already re-signed or is close to re-signing, with Dave Meltzer himself reporting in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that he was told by multiple people dating back to Bash in Berlin that Owens is believed to have signed a new deal, but it was being kept very quiet. There's been no official confirmation that Owens has re-signed with WWE, however, and Joe Lanza has now claimed at the Voices of Wrestling flagship podcast that one reason for the lack of an announcement is WWE are looking to discredit Dave Meltzer.
Joe Lanza. I'm sure he's all his
incredible
connections.
Yeah.
Okay. You know who they probably fed that to? Terry Taylor, because I think that they've kept Terry Taylor employed for all these years just to feed crap to Meltzer because they think it's funny. That's my opinion. But they know exactly who is feeding stuff to Meltzer. They don't care because they can make it up. It doesn't bother them.
So he says, I got tipped off last week that Kevin Owens has been signed for months, but WWE isn't leaking that to their media. They want to report that. They're waiting it out because they want Meltzer to start opining or suggesting that AEW could get in the mix and maybe sign him, because then they'll leak out that Owens is signed because it makes it look like Meltzer is wrong. That's the games they play. But I think Dave either got tipped off to the same information or he sniffed it out because he put out a report in the Observer. Okay, so it's not even that they're leaking fake information. It's just they're not releasing information and giving Dave enough rope to hang himself.
Mm-hmm. Because he's a content creator. He's a Twitter guy. They know that he tweets and excuse me, makes news every 5 minutes that he's on the internet. So if they just keep mum,
do they not
blow his load?
Do they not get what an own that is, where they're just like, WWE just didn't say anything because they knew Meltzer would eventually make something up?
Right. And he's been known to do that. He's been known to make shit up.
At the end of the day, they're probably not announcing things. I don't know, because it's not time to announce it yet. It has nothing to do with Triple H. Does not base his decisions around Dave Meltzer.
Right. You don't want to mention Kevin Owens' contract status while the guy's about to go to Saudi Arabia, face up with oh man, I just had a.
And they're doing a storyline right now.
Saturday.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a match on Saturday. But they're doing they're doing a storyline right now where Kevin Owens is being oppressed by the WWE officials and can't get on. Of course, they don't want people to know that he's already re-signed, because they want to give the illusion of reality. It's storytelling 101.
He's not facing Randy Orton this Saturday.
No. Oh, yes, he is. He is facing. You're right.
Yes.
You're right.
Dave
I was
Meltzer
stuck on Cody,
bro.
I was stuck on Cody. I was stuck on him and Cody because him and Cody aren't fighting. But yeah, he is fighting Orton on Saturday. I forgot about that.
All right. I am Desire for $1.99 says, you guys ready for the excuses tomorrow?
Beard is.
I meant for tomorrow. Sorry, it's been a long day. Yes, the Dynamite excuses that are going to come in. We just saw a bunch of them. So, and he also says, this give your cat a treat. Just kidding, but he's not kidding. Plenty of Pixel Out for $5 says, awful, we aren't friends anymore. I don't know why. What did you say that make you not friends with Plenty?
I can almost guarantee you it had something to do with the DuckTales reference.
Oh, yeah.
I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
Blocked.
I am Desire for $4.99 says, why do AEW fans think that indie wrestlers are mad about WWE ID? I think it's so sad to see them all get mad over something to help the industry. Wait, do you think indie wrestlers are mad about the fact that they have opportunities to go to WWE now?
Some of them are speaking out and getting angry about it.
Why?
Hurricane Helms got into a whole fight with somebody. Not even a fight. She got into a fight with Hurricane Helms, and he just kind of threw her aside. But yeah, there are several indie people who are like, WWE is trying to take over the indies and control the indies, and they're trying to get a monopoly over wrestling. And it's really what it's. I think it's people that WWE didn't approach for it that are just jealous. A lot of them are trainers. A lot of it's trainers, promoters, stuff like that. Those are the ones that
are trying to find the best talent.
A lot of them are people who never should have been trained in the first effing place. That's why they didn't get approached. That's why this has happened. These effing vampires have been storming through the indies for like 15 freaking years. And then this dumb little money mark shows up and validates their putrid existence. The indies are a seething shithole, and no one wants to admit it.
I like how you turned into a pissed off Black Jack Nicholson.
Let them be mad. It means their stupid time is over. Go away. Go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been our guest star tonight, Black Nicholson. Oh no, that was you're right. You're absolutely right. It is. I mean, look, we have seen. You've told me stories plenty of times, Kev, about promoters who will these kids show up that have no business in a ring, but their parents show up with them with money, a couple $100 to get trained, and they take their money and feed them dreams.
So a lot of these places, they rip off the Al Snow style. If you went to the Al Snow school, it was a several-week program. But what they neglect to mention is that when Al Snow did it, it was 6 days a week. 6 days a week, 12 to 14-hour days. You did months within 4 days worth of stuff. And then you were allowed to do shows. They'll put them through the program, have them run a bunch of spots. Running spots is not learning how to work. Running spots, doing drills is just that, doing drills. If the rope breaks, your stupid tackle, drop down, hit, toss, leapfrog, you can't do it. There's no bloody ropes. But then they send them out there, they fill their heads with a bunch of bullshit, and they smash you over the head, $50 because I showed up and I can breathe through my mouth.
Thank you.
They don't help. They're effing worthless. This is everywhere. Or they, oh, I went to this person's school. Okay, well, guess what? You're not this particular person who's on TV. You've got saggy bitch tits and you smell funny. You're not ever going to be a draw. Well, can I have $50? Okay. I can't say the words that I need to say because you'll go to the Twitters and you'll cry because you're a disappointment to your father and no one had the balls to say it to you.
Wait, these mutants come to you and want a $50 payday?
Oh, it is unbelievable. And if they don't get their way, I don't know if I told the story. So when I did my mall show, I tell everybody I've got just very simple rules. No drama. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. We could dust off and try it again later. But just have fun with your character. Make sure it's kid friendly. Because I started using them and give them freedom that other promoters don't. We had a guy. His deal was that he was a barbarian. No one was using him. The most any other promoter would have him do is, and the promoter did this to pop himself, was to tell the barbarian to hide under the bleachers and scare the kids. Right? That was it. So I start, hey, bro, this is what we're gonna do. It's just fun thing, but we'll give him storyline. We get to the mall. Half of the people in his match aren't there. He starts bugging out because he can't do the story. Then I go, it's indie wrestling. None of these people here know who you are anyway. So the story is irrelevant. We're just going to go there and have a match. We fix the match up. I give them the story to tell inside of their match. Somehow this isn't good enough. We have one of those rare instances where I need them to add time to their matches because we were running way too fast. Guy comes out. What was supposed to be an 8-man tag, we're turning into a triple threat tag. So the guy comes out with his partner. They want a mic. I'm like, well, you're not scheduled for a mic, and your guy doesn't talk. Why do you need a mic? Somehow, so instead of like smart people do, most microphones have a button, and you slide it up, and you slide it down. One of those two motions will turn the microphone on. These mutants were incapable of doing that and screamed at a bunch of people who could not hear them. Then they left their match, left their other 4 dance partners confused. And then what I needed to have be a 10-minute match was a 2.5-minute match.
Oh, no.
Then the guy has the audacity to walk up to me to get a payday. Like, my first impulse wasn't to grab him by his face and actually try to rip him in half.
That's cool.
Oh, boy.
Is what we all deal with. And you don't hear about it because these putrid little lady parts have taken the space and turned it into something so prolifically toxic that if you call them out on their stuff, they say you're a bully. They say you're a Yahtzee. They try to get you canceled and make sure you can't get work. So, hey, guess what? Papa H showed up and told you that your bullshit stinks, and now we're going to start choking you out and getting rid of you. This is one of the happiest days of my life. Their tears fill my heart with so much joy, I could turn into a mother effing Care Bear right now. I hope they cry. Their tears can be salty and fill me with pride.
It's so crazy how things have changed. Like, I remember in the early 2000s when I was going to indie shows and I was hanging out with those guys. There was a guy there. I can't remember his name. Tommy Cross, I think was his name, something like that. And he had only had like 4 or 5 matches, and they brought him into St. Louis. He's from Kansas City. And in his match, he kept doing clotheslines. That's all he did. Every move was a clothesline. And eventually the crowd caught on to it. So they'd start chanting clothesline, and he would do another clothesline. And eventually he started playing into it. And he would like hit his arm before a clothesline, or he would do another. He made it his thing during the match. And he ended up losing, of course. It was only, a second or third match. And I heard that he went to the promoter afterwards, and he's like, man, if you want to knock some money off tonight, I get it. He goes, I don't know why I kept doing clotheslines out there, but I know the crowd didn't like it very much. And he goes, are you kidding me? You played into it. And he gave him an extra $25 because he played into it and booked him again. It doesn't take much. It just takes keeping your head down, listening to the crowd, and doing something to entertain them. And say what you will about that guy, but he entertained the crowd that night by doing an extra clothesline and hitting his arm. That's all it took. And now people are so obsessed with the crowd reaction, getting their time and getting their spots in and doing this and doing that, that you'll never hear stories like that anymore, because all they want is that. They want the spotlight. It's not about just going with the flow and playing with the crowd and getting yourself over. You have to have everything pre-planned beforehand.
Is this agreement with these developmental companies? Is this one of those things where this substitutes guys getting beat up out of the business? You know what I mean? Like they would go into Vern Gagne's barn and they'd stretch him for 3 hours, or go up to Calgary, up to the dungeon, and Stu would stretch you, and then
Hulk Hogan got his leg broken.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, is this a proper substitute for that type of for weaning out the people?
It might be because it'll drive out a lot of the trash. I think the New York State Athletic Commission is absolutely worthless. It does more to hurt small business owners than it does to help, but it is very helpful. One of the things that I wish it would do was reinstate the wrestling license. Because if you're serious about it, that knocks off probably 60% of the grifters and hanger-ons who only do it so that they can tell their friend that they're a wrestler.
Right.
But yeah, hopefully this will start pushing a lot of these idiots out, and it'll put you back in a place where it shatters the all friends tax promoter promotion racket.
Right.
Because a lot of what killed it was, again, Beyond. Beyond was a bunch of guys who couldn't get work. They slid around ring clap for each other, and someone pretended that it was a big deal. And we started seeing this pop up everywhere. And kids who had some good talent, or had some great potential, couldn't get work, or they got jobbed out because they weren't tax return promoter's friend, and he started losing good people. And now you're just kind of stuck with these fat bodies or these skinny little nerds.
Hey, that's body shaming.
I don't. It's an aesthetic business. Yeah. That's the first and foremost of it. That's an aesthetic business. Roman Reigns gets paid $1 million freaking dollars because he looks like $1 million freaking dollars. That's a beautiful man. So it's like Mick Foley was an anomaly, but guess what? Mick Foley's also 6'4". The Hardys were small for wrestlers. They're still bigger than the average man. Half of the AEW roster doesn't even come up to my daughter's chin, and she's only in the 7th grade. Hopefully it just pushes a lot of this bullshit out, because it's sickening. And at this rate, there will be no indies for anyone to go to in a couple of years if it does not change. And unfortunately, a lot of your vets out there who just listen, when I first started, if someone was a problem, you would go in the ring, they would send in an assassin, smack the crap out of you, send you on your way. And then maybe someone took a crap in your bag. I'm not saying it was the best behavior, but it was effective, because you needed to get rid of the cancers. You needed to get rid of the people who stole your credibility and took it away. And now the monkeys, the mutants, and the inmates run the effing asylum. And it's a shit show.
Yeah, I agree. But we got to move on. We got a ton of super chats to get to, and not a lot of time left to get to them. So I am Desire for $5 says, I just want to play Avowed Gaming. Also, a new Hulk Hogan lie. Let's go. That was a good one. And Andre Adams said, that's a god tier lie. I mean, it's a good one. As far as if you're going to lie, go big, right? And Hulk Hogan does that. Ewan Cumia for $20 says, I think we have to add Ewan Cumia now twice to.
I did it. I got it.
Okay,
already.
cool. Thank you, Dis. Says Jericho is the ROH champion. After the match, he was confronted by Tomohiro Ishii. Oh no! Wait, so Briscoe's not even gonna the feud with Briscoe doesn't even continue?
Nope, that's right. Ishii came out there and to no pop, and they just stared at each other. So we're gonna get that match all over again. I forgot. Thank you for bringing that up, Mr. Cumia.
Lord,
not named Anthony.
John JID 999 for $199 says, I hope Takeshita gets out of AEW sooner rather than later. And yeah, me too. Colin Taylor for $10 says, who has the best gimmick based on their libido? A, Val Venus. B, Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry. Or C, Solo Sikoa.
I'm out. No comment.
I think Mark Henry. Sexual chocolate is my favorite thing ever. Kevin, can we please get the cat's asshole off the screen?
I say Mae Young overall. Mae Young had the best gimmick based on her libido.
Yes, I do enjoy that. I definitely do enjoy Mae Young's gimmick. All right. And Andre Adams says Meltzer built like he cry in the shower. I love Andre's insults. It's just disses that he comes out with. Plenty of pixel art for $25. That's another entrant for him as well. Marv, the $2 billion was put out as an evaluation by some non-wrestling company earlier this year. I forgot who, but that wasn't Dave's intention, just his cope. And Colin Taylor for another 10 says their NFL team is the Wichita Rams of Los Angeles. By the way, Travis Heckle said, I think my internet's crashing out. Sorry. Thanks for having me on, everyone. If we don't talk, have a great wedding, Marvin. We will talk. Don't worry, Travis. Thank you for being here, man. Really, really, really wonderful having
Awesome
you here
guest.
tonight. We'll, yeah. And guys, the winner tonight will get that that piece of artwork from him. And that is, that doesn't come cheap. So
I want
a lot of
to
value.
when
Go
me
ahead.
and Awful start our show, I want to try to get Travis on to do a Memphis show with us one time.
Get
Where
your
we
own
just watch
guest.
Memphis wrestling, and he loves us. He's our friend. We're Phil now. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Donnie Suarez for $1.99 says, Kev, this sounds like stand-up clubs toxic.
I say all the time, wrestling, music, and stand-up have super similar parallels.
Oh yeah, theater too. Like theatrical productions, all the same thing. Because you're dealing with egos, you're dealing with drama, you're dealing with people in competition with each other for different spots. Liquid Fox for $5 Canadian says, I don't know, Awful. DuckTales is better than that trash Sailor Moon. I can already feel Marv's disapproval. Yeah, I do disapprove.
What the hell is Sailor Moon?
Really?
It's an anime that Kevin and I used to like. It is an anime made for girls. So
I do
Mercedes
feel
Monet.
Gentlemen.
when I showed my uncle Sailor Moon for the first time, weeks later he came up to me and told me, "You made me watch this show," and for a second I was so happy because I thought it meant that you were also gay. But you like moves entirely too much. I know it can't be.
Oh, it's amazing. I have Desire for $4.99 says, I'm 5'10" and I'm taller and bigger than most AEW talent. Apollo, this is why I left wrestling school. I wanted to learn how to not just do spots. Yeah, hopefully you found a different one.
Yeah. Pick up
that's
that spot over there. Clean that spot over here.
Yeah. Judge 8099 also says, who is the wrestling equivalent of Mitch Hedberg? I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's such a good comedian.
Yes.
He's okay.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Well, who would the wrestling equivalent be?
Yeah, please help us out.
RVD, maybe.
Okay.
The best I got.
Do you like RVD? Is that like why you're saying that?
Yeah, I like RVD.
Okay. Cool. One more story before we get into New Jack. It is a story that infuriated me because it's just more of wrestling fans being the softest people imaginable.
Oh, God.
Yeah, man. It's.
You want me to have a heart attack before this
No,
episode's over?
I mean you're gonna hate this one especially. Like you're really gonna hate this one. So Braun Strowman tweeted out this image.
Oh, geez.
Kevin, you might have to take a walk on this one. Yeah. This image
Did he roll out?
of the buck that he had bagged while hunting. And people lost their damn minds of a grown man who hunted his own food.
Look at the cat. He's taking over.
I
Look at it,
have
take over
to
the
go
mic.
because there's nothing I can say that will not result in immediate demonetization.
Well, this will only take 5 minutes. Don't worry. We'll bring you back for New Jack. Somebody said asshole, and he said you spelled awesome wrong, which is
I like that.
This guy says Braun getting this to be the most over buck ever in less than 24 hours. Someone goes, my favorite idiotic virtue signaling moron thing is, how is this allowed?
Yeah. The humanity.
I hate that. The people who get upset over this have clearly never eaten venison. So this guy says, grew up in a fishing and hunting family. When the money was tight, the earth provided for us. What a gorgeous prize, sir. Hope it feeds you well and keep. It's not like he's hunting these animals just to kill.
Right. He's going to use every portion of that deer right there.
Like the Native Americans before him with the buffalo. He knows what he's doing, clearly.
Yep.
Out here where I live, venison is a currency. Out here,
venison's delicious.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, but because so many people, go hunting that people use it like, hey, will you come over and mow my lawn for the next month? I'll give you 3 pounds of venison, and that's the deals that get made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I have a freezer full. I literally have a freezer full of venison right now. I made
and
tacos
Braun
with
is
everything.
Braun is in the process of cutting, so you're lucky you didn't get to see the next picture. You know what I mean?
Did you
Like,
see,
yeah.
Did you see Phony? Did you see Phony's comment where he said
No,
that
what did he
said
say?
he said he had no problem with the photo except for the fact that Braun was filleting him.
My
And
father
that
goes.
he said he's just
Sorry,
another
sorry.
WWE sex pervert. So
My dad goes into the woods of Pennsylvania every year with a bunch of Navy SEALs and Air Rangers, and they hunt deer with bows and arrows.
yeah, man. Yes, indeed.
That's amazing.
Bow
But I mean,
hunting
like-
is the best.
Like, you know, Stone Cold Steve Austin over in the Broken Skull Ranch. I mean, that is basically just like a free for all against the deer. Like, it is just like,
Yeah.
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
The Canadian government telling Brock he couldn't keep killing venison with his bare hands and dragging it over the border.
I love the Dana White. I love the Dana White story that he went to Brock's like compound in the middle of nowhere and like was looking for Brock and he wasn't home yet, and he just came walking out of the woods with a deer slung over his shoulder.
Stone Cold Steve Austin cut one of the best promos of all time. I'm sure it's on YouTube, where he's bow hunting a deer target. It's one of the best WWF segments of all time. Oh, right in the old gizzard.
Look, one of the single greatest things they could have done in that season of Tough Enough, where Austin was the host, is I kept waiting for, because he kept putting them in these like horrible situations where like a dog would like chase them down and they were wearing like the big fluffy suit. I was like, please tell me they're gonna just let them loose on the Broken Skull Ranch and he's gonna hunt them. Like he's just gonna shoot them with a tranquilizer gun.
Game.
Yeah, or even just have him shoot them with a paintball gun. Just Stone Cold Steve Austin hunting a bunch of rookie wrestlers through the woods of the Broken Skull Ranch. I would watch the hell out of that.
I love it.
Oh my God, it would have been so perfect too, because it came out around the time of the Condemned, and that's what the Condemned was the most dangerous game.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
It was
Marv.
Shout out Kathy O'Brien.
It was Most Dangerous Game meets Battle Royale meets Hunger Games, which is a ripoff of Battle Royale. But yes, it's exactly what it was. Oh my God, though. Like the fact that people got like uppity about this is just more proof that they will just attack anything anyone in WWE does to try to cancel. They're just so soft. I can't believe it.
That's a good catch. 7-point buck, it looks like.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
All right, let's get a few more super chats in before New Jack. Let's see. Rabid Wolverine LC Killer 17 for 2 says, I'm 26 years old. Can I still be a wrestler? Yeah.
Yes.
Right. You're fine. There's people breaking in that are older than you. Colin Taylor for $10. Let's add Colin Taylor into the drawing for tonight now. Because when I first converted to Judaism, my first rabbi was named Rabbi Moon. I actually did an entire parody song of Sailor Moon about the rabbi. One of these days, if you're lucky, I'll send you the lyrics. Oh, well, that sounds delightful. JBS is Mitch Hedberg is Brian Pillman. They're Kurt Cobain.
Okay. Okay, maybe.
All right. Are you ready for some New Jack this week?
Hell
And it's like a Halloween-ish type promo too, because it's about the Undertaker. So
I love this. D'Lo's in this one. D'Lo's there.
D'Lo is in this one. Yes.
Yeah.
I have not seen this. Okay, let's check it out.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me make sure I got it up here and there. And all right, let's watch the Gangsters.
Burying Tracy Smothers under that gangster flag.
A gangster flag? What was the gangster flag?
We got to get that. We got to find that.
Yeah, Beard, what was the gangster flag? Let me know when he responds, because I can't see the chat.
I will.
Was the Undertaker coming in to face the Gangsters?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, there's an Undertaker
tag.
There's an Undertaker New Jack match?
No, it's Undertaker and someone else versus New Jack and Mustafa. I want to
But
say
no, the Undertaker and New Jack are in the ring together.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta see.
It was the main event of whatever show it was too.
I gotta see this.
How crazy!
Go
is
now. I
that?
mean, all we gotta do is just go in here scared of nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, these bros from the hood are just walking around this graveyard. Oh, the cops would be there instantly.
This reminds me real quick. I'm just gonna do this real quick. This reminds me of Raw last night when Ron Killings, when Truth turned on Miz or beat up Miz, and afterwards he got in his face and he says, y'all have fun with the Wyatts, you're gonna die.
Oh, and he says it's the X flag being said. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, here. Put it in there, man. That's amazing.
Hilarious.
Oh, I love that they made him he's the elephant that's scared of the mouse. I love it. UFO music they've got playing in the background here.
It's spooky. Get it?
It's 3 p.m.
Spooky. Yeah, it is. They're scared of the graveyard in the middle of the day. I ain't bringing no lights out there. What do you think? I'm made of money? I'm bringing in the Undertaker.
Why do they have shovels? What are they planning on doing?
I can't send them. I can't send them in there at night. The cops will come.
There's nothing more irrational than scared black people.
Listen, have you ever watched those videos? Oh my god! So there was one time Kevin and I were meeting up, and I saw him. He was there before me, and didn't see me, and I was like, I'm gonna scare him, but I'm like, wait a minute, I know what to do here. So I crouched down really low, and like snuck up behind him, and like shoved him in the small of the back, and went, "Wah!" And he turned around, and the fist was up. And I'm like, I have to be low enough that when the fist flies, it's above me. And he was literally like, you almost just died. But there's that whole thing. Like every Halloween, I love to watch the compilations of Never Scare Black People. Would it be like the guy sitting on the porch with the bowl of candy and he jumps at the guy and they always get punched?
They always.
Imagine being like a scare act, like a scare actor in like a haunted house in the hood. Like you just know all day, like you're leaving with less teeth than you walked in with.
But the trick is, you just need probably 3 people to run out of a room, and if black people see at least 3 or more people running, they will also start running.
Yeah, indeed. It's true. It's damn true.
All right, let's get back to the theremin music. He's actually cutting like a wrestling promo.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, is this like this? This is WWF New Jack right here.
This is what it would have been.
Yep.
He's not saying anything because he's working with the Undertaker. And Cornette's like, you need to watch what you say here. Oh, man. Yeah, I just love that they're terrified at 2 p.m. in the middle of a cemetery. Oh, D'Lo. I heard something, man. Oh.
Yeah, it was
You
your
ain't
windbreaker.
heard.
Yeah. The tracksuit you're wearing.
Yeah.
Shut up, man. Oh, you did. You ain't heard.
I did. Don't worry.
The
Because I know
best part is that
there's no way Jim Cornette had a license to use "Don't Fear the Reaper."
no, and the punchline to the joke is that it was a cat that was making all that noise. By the way,
Oh, okay.
it looked like Apollo's cat there walking into the graveyard.
Oh, it's amazing.
That was pretty goddamn cool.
That was
all
very
right.
Cool. I liked that a lot. That was a lot of fun.
A sedate New Jack, the Undertaker, and the Blue Oyster Cult. I mean, you can't lose.
And Tracy Smothers.
Tracy Smothers, yeah. Yeah, let's not forget Tracy
somewhere
Smothers.
back there in the scene or something.
No, they were beating him up in the beginning.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He got the gangster's flag put over him.
Jim Cornette was probably like, "You want to say the word exhume?" And he was just like, "Exhume, exhume."
Bless you.
No, it's exhume.
Yeah,
Exhume.
I have decided for $4.99 says selling is the best part of wrestling. Congratulations, Monster. Now, Disc, give that cat a treat with this money. Are you playing Dragon Age Veilguard on Steam? On stream? Oh, on stream? I don't know. I might. For non-wrestling games, I was thinking about streaming on Tooneytown TV instead of Tooneytown Wrestling, because I'm trying to keep everything here very wrestling focused. So we will see. We will see. But I'm going to be away.
We should talk. I talk about. Should I? Where should I be doing my stream of Dragon Age?
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it. I am Desire for 499 also said, I was that guy growing up every October. Remember, everyone, if you want to be dumb, you got to be tough. All right, that's the last super from me today. Let's see, has he done 25? That's 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, so add I am Desire into the drawing there, Dis.
Okay.
We're going to have to do that drawing now. So let me just make sure. So who do we have in there thus far?
Okay, I have. Let's go to the top. We got John Williams. I'm not, if people are going to be listed twice, I'm not going to read them off twice. We got John Williams, Chris Connor, Regina Sharp, Ewan Cumia, JPS, Pillion Pixel Art, Colin Taylor, and I Am Desire.
Okay, I'm counting up John's to see if he did 14. You guys continue to talk amongst yourselves.
Hey, this is a good time to bring this up.
Okay, so John wasn't. Okay. So go ahead, keep talking because I got to check a few others.
Okay, I was gonna say I think next week maybe we should do Wednesday instead of Thursday, since it's gonna be the 2200 Arena and a Dynamite on at the same time. Also, that will keep us off of election night, so people who are voting won't have to do it early or miss us because they're out voting, that kind of thing. I think
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So if you guys are down for it, Kevin Awful, I think that might be the better way to go. If you want to, we could just watch NXT, or you guys can watch NXT and I can suffer through Dynamite. I'm willing to take that bullet. So whatever you guys want. But I think that might be the better plan for next week.
All right. I believe we got everybody who gave at least $25. So Dis, do you want to do the honors of doing the drawing?
I will start it now. And our winner is Chris Connor from Last Call Podcast.
Wow.
Oh wow. Okay, Chris Connor from Last Call Podcast. You have
shite.
All right, we will get in touch with you to put you in touch with Travis and get you your winnings.
You can't use it for commercial purposes. Remember?
Yes, yeah, you cannot. You can't use it on the podcast. Personal use only, and it has to be clean, family friendly. So yeah, congratulations, Chris Connor. So yeah,
also,
guys.
By the way, thanks for bailing out on me, Chris, yesterday on the Spaces.
All right, guys. Thank you very, very much for tuning in tonight. We had a great show filled with great conversation with great friends, and Awful Wrestling. By the way, big congratulations, buddy! 11,000 Twitter subscribers.
Yeah, man, that was shocking.
Followers.
I'm surprised it got that high. Oh, thanks for the excitement. This.
Well, you made a list of your favorite people, and we were not number one, so
we weren't.
So let me explain, Marv.
Wait, who's your favorite people?
You guys are.
Why do I feel like you're lying right now?
What? What's that? This is lying?
No, I feel like you're lying.
No, come on.
Hold on, I gotta find this. Hold on.
So that it's known. Phil invited me on the show before Marv even had this show. But Marv was on the show with Phil that I was on. So I gave Phil a shout out along with you and Dis and you, Kev. Wrong finger. Oh, wrong finger. And you, Kev, and Dis and everybody else.
He made a list of his best friends and he ranked us under Phil. That's all that matters.
Oh, I see. I see how it is. Okay.
Yeah. So
it was a pleasure being on the show, everybody. I won't be back next week.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, I'll break kayfabe. It wasn't a ranked list. He was just naming people, but
of course not. But I appreciate you guys for your support and for supporting the project. Of course, you already know. I mean, you guys have given me a platform, and I'm forever grateful. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for being a part of it and for all you do for the show. Dis, do you guys have anything going on over there at Maxed Out Media? I know Max is in school, so it's a little harder for you guys to get out content.
Yeah, he this weekend, I think, well, we were going to try to do something, but I'm doing the Crown Jewel thing. Max wanted to do something for Halloween, so we'll probably be doing that maybe the weekend after. So, yeah, he wants to do a live stream, which I actually can't do, but so we'll be recording stuff and putting it up, and then I'm almost done with the Ernest video, so that might actually go up this weekend. I'm trying to make it a full length one as opposed to a short. So, but yeah, got a couple things going there. And then, of course, you can find me on Twitter at AEW Disciplinary, and check out our Discord. We haven't plugged that yet, but tooney.lol will get you the invite. We have a lot of fun over on Discord, so
we do.
Check it out. Oh, and you know what? Let's give a shout out to John JID 999. He does a great job over in Discord, and he has been killing it on Twitter recently. I have to say, he's been doing some great posts on Twitter. So if you want to follow him there, I'm sure he'll post that link in the chat.
Absolutely.
Big shout out to Max. And if Max wants to do a live stream with me, I'm all for it. Bro. Let's do it.
I'm not saying that I won't do a
happen.
live stream with my son. I'm saying that my channel is incapable of doing it.
I'm saying I'll do a live stream with your son. How about that?
Maybe, you know what? If we only it was just me and you for Crown Jewel this weekend, maybe I'll give him a headset and let him go on the other laptop.
Yeah, please.
And join it.
Do it.
Make it happen.
Do it. All right. Kevin Apollo, you got some big stuff coming up.
That's right. This weekend, November 2nd, Palisades Mall, November Rain. It is technically a free show for reasons that I'll discuss next week. However, your donations are very much so appreciated, as it is technically a fundraiser for the Haverstraw Community Center. The center has a program called The Center, which raises money for the children who live in the area, and also homeless adults. They do things like provide them hot meals, hot showers, coats, a bed to sleep in for the kids. It's an after-school program. They offer tutoring services, also hot meals, and then even help them schedule events, so they kind of get out of the house. So they do a lot of wonderful work. So they deserve as much support as humanly possible. So come out, or go to ACW Coliseum ACW _Coliseum on the Instagram. See where you get some tickets, or at least click the hyperlink and maybe just donate some monies if you can't make it. Anything and everything is appreciated. And I'll see you guys next week.
All right.
On Thursday. I'll see you on Thursday.
Yep. And guys, Thursday night, Halloween night, we have a special episode of Tooney Talk TV with myself, with Kev, with Trish, Nolan Thunder, Spencer Bacouli, hopefully Lorne Connor, Martin Stone. We have got a great team over there, and we are excited to be talking this week. We're going to be talking about all the latest Hollywood goings on of the week, and maybe we'll try to throw in some like horror movie discussions and things like that. Maybe we'll rank a couple of we'll rank like our top 5 horror movies or something like that. I don't know. I'm playing around with it. So we'll see you guys there. And then of course, guys, I am out of the quote unquote office as of Friday. Because my family's in town and we got to go do all the stuff. So, thank you guys for all the super chats tonight, for all your generosity, for all the well wishes, from our Tooney Town family. I appreciate you guys very much. I get back. So I will be gone all next week, but I will be back the week after, and then we'll be right back to, more of the content that you've come to know and love. Now, a little Headlock Headlines update. I was really trying to get it done before I left for vacation. It's just, this one is, for some reason, I'm having like a creative block. I'm having like some kind of writer's block with this one, and it's just not coming easily. And guys, that's kind of the way it is with creative stuff like this. You have to kind of like be you kind of a slave to the creative muse sometimes, and sometimes it's just not there, and you either put out a lackluster product or you wait until it's there. So
stop giving my man shit. Stop it. Cut that shit out. All right.
It's not kidding, is it?
Yeah, for those of you that have been getting aggressive, not just on Tooney Town wrestling videos, but also on Tooney Town TV videos, asking about the headlines, bite the hairiest part of my orange ass.
Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe. Go away. I don't need you. The people that are patient and will wait for the quality that we put out are the people that I want around here. So thank you guys very much for those of you that are patient. And for those of you that aren't, go go. Yeah, I'm not gonna say touch grass because that's what they say, but I will say, yeah, bite the orangest part of my ass.
Real quick show note. Am I going to be able to put up the replays after the show next week? Because if not, then people might want to make sure they tune in live.
It'll go up automatically. It'll go up automatically.
It'll go up automatically. Okay. I was trying to get more listeners live, but okay. You
sorry, I'm being truthful because I'm just feeling really positive about our audience right now. But yeah, guys, thank you very much, and we will see you next time. From all of us here at the Tooney Town Channels, I'm Marvin the Movie Monster. Now get out of here! Now, Perry the Platypus, feel the wrath of my thank you-inator! Thank you, you piece of trash.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I suppose you want me to say thank you. Well, you know what? Saying thank you is like jobbing.
Thank you.
I got a little message. Thank you. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks? For what?
Hi-ho from all of us here at Tooney Town. Thank you.
And viewers like you. Thank you.